Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. God bless. Much love, everybody. Let me go back. I got to go up to the top. On natives, number one tonight. Yes, yes, there we go. Hey, hello, PG in chat. Hey to you, girl. Hey to you. And M is number two. Much love. She says, much love. Much love to you. Much love to you. And Delight is number three. Hey, PG and chat. Looking forward to tonight's live. Amen. Absolutely. And Crooked Arrow, you are number four. Number four in here. Says, hey, at PG. Much love. God bless. He says, peace. Hey, that's what I've been trying to make, but it just, I don't know. Just don't seem to be working right. Don't seem to be working. Yeah, Poppy, hot dog, hot diggity dog, right? Yeah, so true. So true. How you doing tonight, Annabelle? How you doing, sweetie? Paula, how you doing? Texas Brat. How you doing? Ronald, there you are. I see you. I see you, Ronald. How you doing tonight? Lisa, how you doing? How you doing, hon? Tracy, let me going down through here. Hey, nurse, how you doing? Um, there's a cockatoo in here. How you doing, sweetie? Hello, everyone. Yes, finally made it on time. Looking forward to tonight's also. Amen. Amen. Hey, we got a new member tonight. Yes, yes. We so appreciate that. We so appreciate that. Absolutely. Um, Penny, we appreciate it. God bless. God bless. I so appreciate that. I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel. If you guys have not hit that like button, please do. Please do. It lets God and Summer, I'm sure she's in heaven looking down, and I just want her to see how many people love her, care about her, and giving her channel a thumbs up, right? It's not about us, it's about her. So please hit that thumbs up. Support Summer. All right. Bo Evans. Bo, I've already timed you out. And if you ain't going to be good in here, you will end up getting blocked. That's what I got to tell you. There will be no hatred, no ugliness, any of that in here. Um, I have been working actually overtime trying to bring the YouTube community together in love, kindness, and caring, regardless of our differences. I have actually been trying to let everyone see and understand that we need to pull together for these children. We all need to pull together for these missing children. That is why we're here. Or at least that's why, we're supposed to be here. And if we're supposed to be here for this reason, then let us be here for that reason, right? Let us be here for that reason. This is Summer's channel, put together by God for Summer, and we are her army. We are her army. We are her voice. We are the ones to keep her in the spotlight. We're the ones to stay on law enforcement's back. And we are the ones that are doing everything we can do to help bring this baby home. This is not about us. It's about her and other missing children as well. So I am not going to tolerate no ugliness, no hatred, or anything else in here. Absolutely not. It ain't going to be happening. When we need to be working together, we need to be working together. So, for all the haters, who dislike me, if you have some kind of problem with PG, then I suggest you pack it up and go somewhere where you feel welcomed and you want to be, right? You go there because you're not wanted here, right? You're not welcomed here if you're here to hate and cause trouble during this life for this little girl. That's, just common sense, if you ask me. Now, I know that a lot of people, have a problem with PG. But I can tell you now, I have not ever went at anyone that did not come at me first. I've had to fight every inch of the way out here to do what we're doing. I have been the number one hated on in this community from day one. Day one coming out here. And it has not stopped. And that's perfectly okay. Every human is entitled to their feelings. But if you really dislike someone, right? You really dislike them, you don't have to go around them. If I don't like someone, I just don't go around them, right? I don't let them be a thought in my mind. I don't go seek them out and say bad things, inside their chat. Absolutely not. I don't go try to get up on their panel and say ugly things. No. That's not in me. It's like a bad marriage. You don't have to make the other person miserable. All you have to do is leave them alone. You didn't know them before you met them or got married to them, and you don't have to know them or have anything to do with them afterwards if you don't want to. Right? Don't make excuses. Oh, we got children together. Okay. So have the person pick the children up at his mom's house or your mom's house so that you don't have to see each other. Right? Avoid one another. You put yourself in that situation, when you're there, you're putting yourself out there for a reason. And it's to cause the other person problems. It's all from your own heart, your own hatred. When there's no reason to have all of that. So what I'm saying is, if you don't get along with somebody, either become friends again and, work it out where there is no hatred, or just totally avoid them. What I'm trying to say is, if you do not like PG, avoid me. Don't come into Summer's channel. Avoid me. Leave me alone, right? I'm not here for the haters anyway. I'm not here for you haters. I'm here for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Yes, I support all of Summer's army. Yes, I do have all of Summer's army's back. Absolutely. But I'm tired of the hate. And I'm still getting it, I'm still getting it, even though I've been trying to make peace out here in this YouTube world. I'm still getting it. Now, I don't care how you put your ugliness out there. I do not care how you put it out there, whether you do it, sophisticated, whether you do it, with your little manipulation, whether you do it, being cynical as hell. I don't care how you get it out there. Or if you just put it out there plain as day, where it's easy understood. That's my choice. It's my choice. When someone attacks me, it's my choice to, to come out here and settle it. I don't try to beat around the bush. I don't try to, put my little punt in there, right? I don't do that. I don't act like I'm trying to make peace and then, get all sarcastic, right? I don't lie. I certainly do not lie. Absolutely not. But I do know a lot of people out there that do. I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time. Oh, how dare you blame me? I didn't say nothing like that. Wasn't me. How dare you say I said something that I totally, absolutely did not say, Miss Christina 555. Right? Well, yes, you did say that JLR was the one that probably called law enforcement. Yes, you did. We all heard it. But on Daisy, you sat there and retracted it and tried to act like, you were some type of victim to someone who was bringing it out that you owed him an apology. Right? Right. What I'm saying is you need to take responsibility for your actions. Don't sit there and act like, don't sit there and act like everyone out here in the YouTube world that actually heard and seen your comment, and I have it. Oh, yeah, honey, I have it. Absolutely. I got it screenshotted where you did blame JLR for making that false call, right? Yes, you did. And then you sit there on Daisy's and do the how dare anybody insult you by saying that you said that at some point, when indeed you did. And what you're doing is insulting every last one of us out here in the YouTube world. You are a gaslighter, right? Trying to blow smoke up somebody's ass. Well, you're not going to blow it up ours. We're sick of it. And then to sit there and, put your little punts in about people making their little memes. They should be doing research in this. And honey, you ain't that smart. Let me tell you that now. You really ain't. You're just nosy. That's what you are, Christina 555. You are nosy. Exactly. Right. She's a brown noser as well. And I'm not going to sit there and put up with someone that's sarcastic and sits there and lies like a dog, right? Lies like a dog. A big old hound dog. Looks like one too. And try to gaslight us. Absolutely not. Ain't going to happen. Not today, tomorrow, any other day. Right? I'm done with it. I'm done with all of that. I put up with enough of Christina's bullshit. I'm going to let you know that now. And she's also a liar. Said that I called her job. Well, let me tell you something, Miss Christina. Why don't you play the recording where someone called your job? Because no one did. You drive around some big, stupid van, right? What you do is haul old people around. That's what you do. You haul a bunch of old people around. That's exactly what she does. And she wants to sit there and act like someone called her job. No, absolutely, I didn't. I have not ever called anyone's job. She got that crap from Cam and Allie over there. You know, Christina fits in with the Wells just fine. She fits right in with the Wells the same way Cam and Allie fit in with them, right? The same type of lying, manipulating bullshitter. That's what she is. Got her nose all stuck up. Don Wells, brown hole, right? Exactly. She got her nose all up in that ass crack. And sitting around with some kind of hatred, right? Some kind of hatred for other people now. I mean, not too long ago, you know, she was sitting there swearing that the Wells were Julia's homemade sin, right? Sitting there swearing that these people did all kinds of horrible things. And sitting there also saying if they didn't, they still failed their children in a million different ways. And then overnight, as soon as Dawn and Candus start coming to Daisy's channel, overnight, people, overnight, they had this big change of heart. How the hell does that happen? Well, click likes and views. Right? Click likes and views. And they don't love nothing more than, you know, this new guy coming out. Right? They don't love nothing more than this new guy popping out here. So they can blame everything on him. Right? Oh yeah, let's blame everything on him. And Chad. Let's blame Chad too. Let's blame Chad, the guy that was with Fred Hill. Well, he wasn't even with Fred Hill, June 15, 2021. He was actually at Fred's house with Laura. And when Candus went there looking for Summer, right? He was actually at Fred's house that day. And 2 years later, Candus, you know, all of a sudden, Candus remembers these two guys. Oh, yeah. You know, I remember Fred and some weird guy being up there, you know, on the land that day. No, Candus. No. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. You didn't see Fred because Fred didn't see you. Fred didn't see you because he wasn't even home to see you when you showed up. But his wife and his wife's friend was. And how does the friend want to have Summer when he's standing there when you show up? How is he going to have your child when he's standing there, don't even know nothing about it until you pop up and start asking questions, till you let people know that she's missing? You are the one that flew out of the driveway twice, Candus. You were the one that flew out of the driveway twice, and law enforcement knew it and they were questioning you upon it. And you said, no, I came out once, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, no, they know, they told you, they know for a fact you came out twice. So you lied about coming out the first time. And if you lied about coming out the first time, then there's got to be a reason you lied, right? There's got to be a reason you lied. Something you went and did that you don't want no one to know about. And boom, your daughter's missing. At the time you came out of the driveway and came back in the first time, your daughter was missing, Candus, the same day all of this happened. And they still can't get you to tell them where you went the first time you came out, because you keep denying ever coming out the first time. So that tells me that, Candus, you had all to do with what happened to your child, right? Case pretty much closed right there when you're a damn liar and you don't want to tell somebody where you brought that ass out of that driveway. You know, while I was running to get a pack of cigarettes. Okay. I was running to get me some beer because at 5 o'clock I start drinking. Okay. I came out to go down the road to ask somebody for a roll of toilet paper because I needed to wipe my backside. Okay. But you didn't want to tell anything. Right? You just wanted to not deny. I don't have a dog. That's what you say, Candus. And you let the dogs out mess up your daughter's chance of being found early on. And it took a long time to bring new dogs in, actually, while it's getting dark. And then you have a box that's got all the things in it your daughter was wearing that day, but you gave none of those to law enforcement for the search dogs to use to find your daughter. Big red flag. Big red flag. But you know, Mr. Dobbs was not anywhere on Ben Hill Road, June 15, 2021. There is no truth in that. That is a lie. An absolute lie. Mr. Dobbs was at a hotel with his dog, and he did not leave the hotel. The hotel had surveillance, and it showed him being there the whole time. So no, absolutely not. Mr. Dobbs did not go, and that old man couldn't grab a kid if he wanted to. My God, a turtle could outrun that old feller. Are you kidding me? I mean, you know, it's common sense, right? God gave everybody common sense. Even if you can't read and write, you got common sense. You know? You go to the bathroom, you use it, you wash your hands. Common sense, right? Common sense. You blow your freaking nose, you wash your hands. Common sense. You know, keep the hairbrush the hell out of the kitchen. Common sense. Make sure that you rinse things better than you wash them. Because rinsing them is rinsing them is more important because you need to get all the soap and all the crap off of it. You know, don't give things a lick and a promise. You'd probably be pretty sick if you do. Common sense. Right? but it's something people just don't seem to have anymore. You know, I guess they quit selling Cracker Jacks. They quit selling Cracker Jacks. They don't sell Cracker Jacks anymore with the price of common sense in them, right? Oh, what did you get in your Cracker Jacks? Oh, common sense. I guess all the kids got their common sense out of Cracker Jack boxes during the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, right? Obviously, some kids just couldn't have no Cracker Jacks. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, I'm tired. I don't like the game. Everybody go around the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Everybody go around the mulberry bush for the 150th time. No, I'm done. I'm done. Right? Let's not go around the mulberry bush again with Mr. Dobbs. Let's not go around the mulberry bush again with Allie and Hunter and True and Jose and all of them. Let's not do it. Let's not go around the mulberry bush again with Andy Bernard and Jody Sue's and their son. Let's not go around the mulberry bush with, all of these people, Don Wells, everybody he could think of to throw under the bus and run around the mulberry bush with to get the focus off of them. It ain't happening. I feel bad for all of these victims. You know who the true victims in all of this is? Everyone that has been accused that done nothing. All the people that Don and Candus Wells has sat there on their ass and allowed to be prosecuted for no reason whatsoever. And their families being taunted and destroyed over this. Summer is not Summer is not the only victim in all of this. She really isn't. She's the main victim, yes, but she is not the only victim in this case. Her brothers are victims, right? All the community that Don Wells has stigmatized with this horrible act, and their families, they are victims as well. Law enforcement, who can't get the truth out of them two pieces of shit, no matter how hard they try, they are victims as well. And everybody out here that has gave them money and supported them and done for them, that they blew smoke up their asses, got them to feel sorry, give me a pity party, give me some money, give me some this, give me some that, give me some gifts. They're victims too. They're victims as well. And yes, you are all victims also. Every last one of you are victims as well, because they have done nothing but play head games with you and everyone else out here in the YouTube community from day one. Absolutely. Some have been victimized more than others, like Kathy the friend. Kathy the friend, she got super victimized, right? Absolutely. She really got it. She got the old 1, 2, actually old 1, 2, 3, right? She got the old 1, 2, 3 from the Wells. I mean, this woman, they really worked her over, right? And her husband, and used up her kid. Yeah, sure they did. And how do you feel? How do you feel about that? How do you feel? I mean, we've been through enough, but nothing like Kathy the friend, right? Nothing like the woman that took herself up there and smelled the same damn air as them fucking wells, right? She took herself up there, man, and inhaled the stench of 110 Ben Hill Road. She was up there pulling her sleeves up, trying to help get something done in that freaking infestation of pure filth, right? She had to go home and probably use, I don't know how much antiseptic, and pray how hard that nothing got on her, right? And I'm not saying we don't know if it did or not. We don't know what she came out of there with, nor what her child might have came out of there, you know. They had scabies, lice, right? Roaches, rats. Come on. Was there anything up there they didn't have? I don't know. I mean, from what Child Protective Services said, they didn't take the one kids out of there for any other kids to be allowed around there. You take your child around there and they're going to take your child away, right? They're going to take your child away. You know, Kathy the friend basically hid Candus out for a long time. She hid Candus out at her home for a long time. And Don and Candus ain't supposed to be around children. They're not supposed to be around any children. Now people say, oh, you know, how do you know they're not? Well, I'll tell you how you know. Because the one lady took her children up there, right? The one lady took her children up there, her granddaughter, let her granddaughter hang around Candus Wells' house. And Child Protective Services went to the parents of that little girl and said, hey, if you allow your daughter up at the wells anymore with her grandmother, we will be back to take her away. Do not allow your child to go anywhere near 110 Ben Hill Road. So they went to Grandma and they said, Grandma, you better not ever take our children back up there around Ben Hill Road. Now, if you want to go up there and you want to hang around those people, go right ahead, Granny. But you can't be taking nobody's children there. Case closed. You know, it wasn't the house, it was the people. And that's Don and Candus Wells, right? Both of them are number one suspects in the disappearance of their daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells, in the eyes of law enforcement. And they did not let her stay with Kathy. Kathy, the friend, kept Candus on the low. She kept Candus Wells on the low, right? That's what she did. They kept it quiet. They kept it shut up. Kathy, the friend, tried to act like Candus was over in Georgia staying with someone else when she was right there at Kathy, the friend's house the whole time. They kept it on the low so that no one did call Child Protective Services and Candus wouldn't have to end up leaving. right? That's what was going on there, folks. That's what was going on there. Kathy the friend knew that she wasn't supposed to have Candus old Bly around. That's just common sense. That you don't have someone that's a suspect in something hanging around your home. How much do you love your kids if you're going to put them at that type of risk, right? How much do you care about your children if you're going to put them at that, pull people through your door that actually are suspects in a missing child case? Come on. Tell me, how safe are you? Oh, Candus is a woman. Well, let me tell you something about women. Women are just as dangerous as men, right? Just as dangerous as men. You know, who's to say that a person like that won't get up in the middle of the night and talk your kid into leaving with them? And now your kid's gone too. They come back, oh, I went for a walk. I don't know where the kid went. It might have came out looking for me, but now it's gone. You really going to trust a damn liar like Candus in your home around your children? I'm afraid I wouldn't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, I know there's a lot of, Wells bootlickers out here. A whole bunch of them. We just don't happen to be them. And yes, I demand respect. I demand respect for that. Absolutely. And you should be disgusted. There is a whole lot of people out here that, have no idea of what they're talking about. But, we're going to go over it tonight. We're going to go over it tonight. I'm just saying, I'm done, and I'm tired of all the BS. And, I've tried to make peace out here. I really have. I think I've tried harder than anyone to please. Let's make peace, right? Let's just make some peace. And yeah, her heart problems just cleared right up, right? And Bo Evans, you are just like, I don't know. You are totally and utterly disgusting. You're totally and utterly disgusting. Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn where you go, hon. You're not going to get no virgin. That's for damn sure. You're just too fucking ugly and too sick for that. Trust me. A, a virgin wouldn't be anywhere in your midst. The only thing in your midst is just pure ugliness and filth. For real. And you know what? I'm not going to time you out. I'm just going to get rid of you. Because personally, I don't have to tolerate you at all. I don't have to tolerate you anyway, form or how, at all. And that's the truth. And that's a nice thing. So you just got this steel-toed boot, right? in the backside. You are now in PG hell. I might let you out. I might not. Probably not, because I don't like you anyway. Yeah, that guy is, he's foul and he's violent. And I don't care one lick for him, right? That's the kind of guy that is like pow right in the fucking kisser. He's absolutely annoying, but he comes from a family of, you know, he's just one of them. He's just one of them, right? He's one of them. No matter how much you try to make peace with people, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Some people just don't want peace, right? They don't want peace. But hey, I was trying to be a peacemaker. I really was. And I think it is. I think it is working with all the people who are truly for Summer Moon Utah Wells. I think for all the creators that truly love this little girl and are working on her behalf, I truly believe that, that we can unite and become one for these missing children. I think, I think the channels that really don't want to be here but are here for, the wrong reasons. I don't even know why I'm trying to, I don't even know why I'm trying to put some sugar on top of this shit. I'm just going to put it straight out there. They are some creators that have no business out here in the true crime community. There is some creators that just are nothing but pure bullshit. They're all about their click, likes, and views. They're all about, they don't give a flying rat's ass about these children or anything else. All they care about is the income coming into their bank account and their pockets. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. And that's what's coming out of their mouth every second. It's just a big bunch of bullshit. And I'm sure that I don't need to say who these channels are because everyone knows who they are, right? We all know who they are, and they are definitely haters. They are definitely not here for the right reason, and enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I really did try to make peace. I tried to make peace with that as well. And it just, you can't make peace with assholes, okay? You can't make peace with assholes. That's just bottom freaking line. And I'm tired of trying. I'm done. I dust my, I'm just going to dust the fucking dust off the bottom of my shoes, and I'm going to move on. I'm kicking the dust off and I'm moving on. I'm sorry that these people are the way they are. It's disgusting. It's hard to see and watch. And I'm done. Let me tell you something. I watched Miss Daisy follow Justin around and attack that poor guy everywhere he went. There was no call for her to follow him over into, I think it was the lab. I'm not for sure. But she followed him and she, attacked that poor guy. And just keeps attacking him. And I do not know why. Why doesn't she just leave him alone, right? Leave Justin alone. He is entitled to his feelings about all of this. And his feelings was matching Miss Daisy's feelings as well until the Wells came over there, and they started sucking on the turd pops. Don and Candus turd pop Wells, right? There you go. Once they started getting, sucking on those turd pops, then, everybody should think the way they should think. everybody should think that, that the Wells are all innocent, and everybody should, and oh, don't forget to open your pocketbooks up and help Candus, because you know what? She needs a sandwich. Well, go to the effing church and get one. Right? She didn't have a problem going there with Lisa and getting a damn sandwich. Go to the fucking church and get you a sandwich, Candus. You hungry? Go eat where you've been eating for freaking years so that you can meet people, right, with children, and try to pull them back around whatever sickness you and Don Wells have been running for 20 fucking years now, right? Do that little thing. Do that little thing. It must be awful easy in Arkansas to find Candus Wells and Pam Wells and sick people like Lisa, right? They come a dime a dozen there, folks, right? If I was going to start up something on totally corrupted and evil, Arkansas is your state, baby. That's where you just need to go, because it seems like, these people breed in there. They breed in there like roaches. Just saying. Just saying. I'm not saying all of Arkansas. I'm saying certain areas of Arkansas, and that's where the Wells are, right? And don't tell nobody to give Candus any money for food anymore, when we know she can go get a fucking sandwich at the church, and they love to go there anyway. You're giving her money, for liquor. You're putting a bottle. The Bible says, do not put the bottle to your brother's mouth. Well, when you donate to Don and Candus Wells, you are not only putting a bottle to their mouth, but you are putting even worse in their system, right? Because that's what they're buying with it. And then they go to the church and get their food. So, don't worry about them too eating, because there's a lot of churches in the vicinity where they're at serving hot meals, and they are accustomed to getting those hot meals. Trust me, they will not starve, right? They will not starve. There you go. Just saying. You have to excuse me, because I'm a little upset right now, because a young mother and her 3 children are no longer able to be found at that hotel after Candus, Don Wells, and Lisa met up. And we know what Lisa was contacting, right? An essayer. So, with that being said, I think we got cause to worry. We have cause to worry. This is not sounding good, folks. Absolutely not. And you guys can, I know a lot of people are hating on Pam. And hey, go ahead and hate on a woman that, brought this to the attention of everyone out here. I think Pam did the right thing. And just because Lisa called Pam that night, and her and Candus had concocted up getting the police at that hotel over them children. And Lisa called Pam up, got Pam all roused up, and wanting Pam to call police, and Pam said no. And that's when they ended up getting a hold of Beth Ann and getting Beth Ann to do it instead. Now, this was all Candus's and Lisa's plan to get the police there. Not Pam's, and maybe not even Beth Ann's. I don't know. But I know it wasn't Pam's. So you guys can, go at Pam if you want to, or whatever. Pam does not, she's erratic. She does not know how to stay on topic and explain herself in a manner to where people can understand her. She goes all over the place, and yeah, she does scream because she's hard hearing, and people that are hard hearing just have a habit of screaming for some reason. You know, they don't know that they've got an inside voice. And but you know, go ahead and hate on her if you want. But you know what? I appreciate that Pam called that out and brought it to all of our attentions of what was going on in that evil little circle over in Arkansas. I thank God. All glory to God, because you know, God's the one that allowed Pam to be in the mix for us to find all of this out. God is the one that has, you know, let Lisa pop up and spill the beans, not only on herself, but the wells and everything that was happening 19 years ago when a lot of children were getting abused at that point as well. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is we need to stop hating on the people that's bringing this stuff to our attentions and helping in this case, and start, you know, directing all of that onto the right people. Just stop it. We are not the problem. Candus, Don Wells, Grandis, and people like Lisa are the problem. These are the people that are going after children, folks. Not us. Not Pam. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I wish people would learn how to direct their you know, issues where they really need to go, and not on the people that's out here helping. And I'm going to tell you something. People, the bootlickers for the wells, need to stay away from the people that are diligently and 100% supporting Summer Moon Utah wells. The people that are out here doing what true crime community is really about, being for the missing children. So that means back up, get the fuck off of Justin. Leave him alone. He is for Summer Moon Utah wells. The very person that Daisy acted like she was for before the wells popped up and she thought she could use them to her advantage. There you go. And if anyone hates this channel, it's only because you hate the truth. You can't face the truth. You have a problem facing who and what you truly are. You don't hate PG. You hate the truth. That's what you hate. And where does the truth come from? Where does the truth come from? From above, people. From above. The very place everybody wants to go one day. But if you can't handle it on earth, how are you going to handle it there? There you go. Just saying. But I'm going to get into this tonight.
Anyway, I just wanted Summer to be final, you know?
Yeah. So they don't think you have anything to do with it.
I'm 100% clear. I mean, they can't press nothing towards me on that case.
Right. No, I don't think so for a second. I'm just wondering if they're giving you a hard time or if they believe you.
No, they're not.
So they believe you?
They're not at all.
Okay.
No, they know I ain't got nothing to do with it either.
Right. I wish they would publicly announce that.
Yeah, it's just the public that's throwing me around like trash.
I wish they would publicly announce that they cleared you.
As far as the case, I mean,
I don't think for a second that you're involved in Summerwell's case. I think that Andy Bernard is, and I don't.
Okay, now. Okay. I believe Andy Bernard is. No, I don't believe that Fred is. I don't believe that Andy Bernard is. Let me tell you, they ain't nobody went after Fred the way PG went after Fred. I wholeheartedly went after Fred, right? I really went after Fred. And Don Wells himself cleared Fred. Said Fred was not around there. He said Fred was gone that day, right? He said Fred was gone that day, that no, he wasn't anywhere near around the property that day, that he had previously gave Fred some stuff, and that Fred was, and Don was present when Fred came up there, and that no, Fred didn't come on his property when he wasn't home. Fred did not come up there when Don wasn't there, right? Donald said that himself, that no, Fred didn't. Donald pretty much cleared Fred on his own. On his own, he cleared Fred. But that's also when Don was going after Dudley and wanting everyone to believe it was Dudley. And if not Dudley, then Mr. Dobbs, until Mr. Dobbs got cleared. And then, you know, it went over to Allie and Jose's and Allie's old man out of New York, and just one person after the other. I mean, we've been around the mulberry bush with all of these people, right? We've been on them all. Every last one of them. And Don and Candus know. You know why they're sitting in Arkansas? Because they know that they've done throwed everybody that, you know, once was their friends, once was around them, they threw them under the bus to get the focus off their self. And they know these people are not going to take it kindly. Especially when they went and put Wayne Morlock. Now that was a big mistake, and Don Wells knew it. But that was a little too late, right? A little too late. There's some people just ain't going to put up with you telling big ass lies on them. They're not going to put up with it, and they will hunt you down. They will hunt you down. Or sit there and wait on you to come back. That's exactly what they will do. So, and not to mention, you know, they're running from the law as well, because the law has some more questions. The law has more questions, and Don and Candus don't want to answer them.
No, he's probably got something involved. Another person I believe was involved that we've done discussed yesterday. I discussed it with some of the bigger dudes, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to be checking a certain area out.
Now look at this guy. Take a look at him. This is a super old man. A super old man that had health issues. There's no way this old man is going to throw a 40, 50-pound sack of potatoes over his back with them falling out under his feet and scoot it down a hill. Right? He's not. It's not going to happen, folks. It's just not going to happen. You throw a 40, 50-pound kid over your back, beating the crap out of you, pinching, pulling your hair, biting, screaming, kicking. You ain't getting far. You ain't getting the downside of no damn mountain with that kid. And I'm going to tell you, this old fart right there, there is no way. There is no way this dude could pack. I doubt if he could pack 20 pounds a very long distance at all. I mean, he's skinny. He's broken down. No, absolutely not. This guy is totally and utterly broken down. And not to mention he had health issues that finally, finally ended him, right? I mean, this man, damn 60-year-old old man, come on. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Take a look at this guy. Take a look at this guy. Why in the hell would he even, I mean, he had a good job, right? At Warriors Park with his girlfriend. He lived in a multi-family homes on, there was, what I'm saying is their piece of land had 3 or 4 homes on it, so he had a lot of his family around him. This man had no reason to do anything stupid. Absolutely not. Yeah, you might tell me, oh, he, all PG. He, stole a bag of potatoes, a head of lettuce, ran away. Okay. Asked me if I care. Oh, well, he got caught. He liked to nip the bottle. Well, so did Candus. And Candus was right there that day, and she had a bad day. She was right there that day, and she had a bad day, right? She wanted her good old friend Allie to come out and start hanging around with her again and having good old times like they once did before she went and slept with Allie's old dude, Mr. Hosea, right? Oh, Allie, forget that. Forget that, I got all hornied up on your old man and, and was ready to even get rid of my old man for him because he just, knew how to shook it a little better than Donnie did. But Donnie just wouldn't give up the land and the house. And Jose couldn't afford to take us and keep us anywhere else. So Jose had to go because, I need a place to live and somebody to buy all the BS that I want to suck down and fuel my body with. Vapes, twisted tea, plenty of other alcohol, whiskey, some goody good, and maybe a lot of shit even harder than that. Who knows, right? But point being is, Allie, I want you to forget about all of that and come on out here, hun, and talk to your bestest buddy, Miss Pissy on the pillow. Hang out with me. And Allie's like, oh, hell no. You done crossed the line, girl. I like the way Jose shook it too. Right? I liked it so well, I ain't ever going to forget it. And therefore, I cannot be friends with you no longer. You just need to take that ass and go somewhere else with it. Because the next man I get, I do not want to have to worry about you trying to get it all up in your nastiness when it's trying to fulfill something else. Right? I can't be having that. Yeah. So we had a big, healthy ass 30-some-year-old nutball named Candace Wells, or Candace Bly, or Candy. I don't give a dandy. Damn what she wants to call herself, right? She could call herself 2 shits in the wind for all I care. But she was at that house that day, 110 Ben Hill Road, along with her crazy mother, right? Another sad sack piece of trash. Neither one of them. You put them all in a bag, you wouldn't know who fell out first, right? And this bitch is pissed off because she ain't got her little Allie, and I'm sure Granny's probably pissed too because she liked to squeeze the fat on Allie as well, right? She liked to squeeze that fat on Allie. I seen them hugging up and shit in the park, eating picnic sandwiches on the back of a truck. I seen it. I think Grandma liked to get a squeeze in there once in a while on Allie. So I'm sure they were pretty upset that Allie didn't come off the porch. They got home, and it's very possible, you know, it's very possible that Candus may have went mayhem on that baby. It's very possible that she went mayhem on that baby. Now I'm going to tell you something. One or two things happened up there that day. Either Candace Bly went mayhem on that little girl because Domwell said that Summer wasn't minding. That Candace said she wasn't minding. Now he did say that. I heard it out of his own mouth that Summer wasn't minding. So, with that being said, you know, it's possibly that that little girl came back out of that house and Candace went mayhem on her. Because she just put her in the house. She wanted her to stay in the house. And she came back out of the house. Right? That could have happened. And if that did not happen, then trust and believe it was a pre-planned that was carried out on June 15th, 2021. And Don and Candace Bly did not believe that this was going to get this big, this far, this fast. They had no idea it was going to blow up like this. They may not have done it. But point being, they can't go back. Nobody can go back. We can only move forward. But I can guarantee you, with 2 women on that land and 3 big boys and a bunch of dogs and a mother dog right there under the porch that just had pups, nobody came up on that land and did nothing. Especially some 60-year-old fucking old man like this. This is bullshit, folks. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know what Fred Hill is up to. I think he's pulling Ziggy's chain, trying to get Ziggy to bail his ass out. And, you know, I think she was actually thinking about it. I think she thought about taking up money. You know, because Fred figures, you know, the people out here, we would want him out so we could get more answers from him. And what better way to do that than to, you know, than accuse some dead man that ain't even able to come out here and defend himself. They should be ashamed of themselves. Why ain't they letting this man rest in peace? Why are they not letting this man rest in peace? You are some dirty freaking humans to throw this man that has every right to be resting in his grave under the bus like this. I don't like it. And his family's already came out, and his family is wanting to know, how would other people like to have their families done like this? They wouldn't do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You would not have someone doing this to your family. But, you know, these evil people are taking their turns. They're taking their turns on everybody in that community.
Fields Road, or?
I think they're supposed to be checking a certain area out.
Yeah.
And they're more likely found her.
Who's the other person that Marlena Crawford?
No, he's going to pass away.
Oh, another person involved, you think?
Yeah.
Are you thinking
Passed away.
who, Rick or Earl Taylor?
No, it was Cotton Simpson.
Cotton Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And passed away in jail?
No,
Or
he
prison?
fell off a cliff on the backside of Laurel Park.
Oh, man.
They're trying to go to a cave.
Wow. Have I heard of this person before?
Nope.
Oh.
This is something I just found out myself.
This man right here, this man right there had a full clean record. He had a clean record all the way up to the last 2 years before he passed away. And that's because he was having a lot of health issues and so forth and so on. Probably like a lot of people with health issues, wasn't able to go to work all the time. Just needing to make a few dollars somehow to make up for the dollars that, his health wouldn't allow him to get in other ways. But, now a young guy like this, sure. They want to show this picture of this young buff man. Of course, he probably carried a couple kids up a hill and down the other side, right? This man, but that ain't the man we're dealing with. This is not the man we're dealing with, folks. That's the man we're dealing with. We're dealing with this old 60-year-old broken down, done seen his better day, got a lot of health issues, went nowhere near 110 Ben Hill Road. That's bullshit.
This is something I just found out myself that I was questioned about. And he had mentioned a bunch of stuff to me that actually I didn't take serious at first, but it's probably where she is.
Oh, my God. Pushed off.
That's where it started out at first, is Laurel Park.
Isn't that where that waterfall thing is?
Yes. Yep.
Like the Sensible Tunnel?
There's a hidden department in behind it.
Is that where the Sensible Tunnel is? Sensible.
That's where her body is.
Wow. So the police have questioned you since you've been in there?
Yes.
You think they may have found her?
Because he wouldn't straight up answer me. When I asked him if she was in the cave.
In the cave? You think, is that where you were thinking she was?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying she was off like a cliff.
She is underwater.
Underwater?
Candus told Daisy that Candus saw Fred and another man that she didn't know somewhere around the house the day Summer went missing.
Now, Candus told Daisy that it was Fred and Chad. Okay? Not Fred and Cotton. Fred and Chad. And Candus says she does not know this Cotton, hasn't ever seen this Cotton, know nothing about this Cotton. Now, I'd probably say that's a lie. I'd probably, if I had to say, I'd say that's possibly a lie, because he worked at Warriors Park. Candus and Grandus and Allie and all of them hung there constantly, right? That's like their number one spot. So I'm sure that Candus, and Candus gets to know everyone, right? Especially men. She makes it her business, her and Allie and them, to get to know every man in the territory. So, absolutely. And not only that, but, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't, because this man didn't seem to, he seemed to keep his nose clean. He seemed to work, maybe they didn't know him because he did work, right? He had a girlfriend, he worked, he kept his nose clean. Right across this road from his home was a church, right? There's a church right across the street from his home. Maybe they didn't know him. Maybe he's one of the lucky ones that didn't ever get to, mixed up in this cesspool of hell.
Miss Daisy, I would like you to ask Candus to clarify that. What does she mean by that? Where did she see Fred? Where did she see this guy? How soon was it after Summer went missing? Where was it? Now, Daisy says that, according to Candus, Fred wasn't acting strange, but the other man was. Now, this is new to me. I've never heard anything about it. Wasn't Fred pulling out junk that day? According to Fred, he was, yes.
Hey, Daisy?
Yeah?
I'm going to say this because everybody keeps asking this question. No, I do not know who that Cotton guy is. Never heard of him, never seen him.
Okay.
Just so everyone knows, because everybody keeps asking.
Well, now they're saying this, that Roy, his name is Roy Cotton. What was that?
Something Roy Cotton, and he used to work at Warriors Park, and that's all I've been told. But I've never seen the guy, I've never met the guy, don't know who the hell he is.
There you go, folks. There you go, right out of the horse's mouth, right? Right out of the horse's mouth. And maybe she didn't. Maybe he didn't fraternize himself with garbage. Because that's exactly what the Wells are, right? Maybe he didn't, he didn't go around humans like them. Maybe he didn't. Absolutely not. This right here is a map. A map from the park over to the Wells. This is the park, and this is the way down to not only Cotton's house, but the Wells house as well. Cotton lives close to the Wells, but not, you would have to make a different turn. I'll show you. Now, this is from Cotton's house to the Wells house, which is 9 minutes. From Cotton's house to the Wells is 9 minutes. It takes Cotton longer to get to the park than it does to get to the Wells house. Right here is a map. Right here is the map. Cotton's house. You come down. You have to go around this loop to go over to the park. 8 minutes. 8 minutes to go down and around. But as you're going down this loop, you could also go to the Wells house as well. Right here. This is what I want to show you. 110 Ben Hill Road. Now this is where Cotton lives. The little line you see going out. And down here is the waterfall. So, or not the waterfall, but where Cotton works. Warriors Park. Cotton would have to come down to go to work. To go to work, he would have to come down through that little road right there and turn. He would be making, when he came down, he would be making a left-hand turn to go to Warriors Park. Now you can see the Wells house. They could intercede each other on the road here. If Cotton was going to work and Candus was going to Warriors Park as well, they would be following each other down this road all the way to Warriors Park, where Cotton worked. That's where Cotton lived, and the red dot, like balloon, is the Wells home. That's 110 Ben Hill Road, the red balloon right there. And as you can see, it's just a little ways, and then you turn off and you can go right up to Cotton's house. Now both of them would follow each other a long ways to get to Warriors Path, right? To the park. So There you go. They didn't live that far from one another. Like 9 minutes. It's 44 minutes from the Wells house to Warriors, and about the same distance for Cotton as well, right? The same distance for Cotton as well. So they both lived pretty much in the same vicinity, and they both lived in the same vicinity to go to this particular park as well, right? They lived in the same vicinity to go to the waterfalls as well, as you can see, right? About the same distance for him as it was for Candus to go wherever they're going. This right here is the waterfall park. This is the waterfall park. This is letting you know, when they close, 8 o'clock. This is pictures of the waterfall park. They seem to have a lot of little bridges in there. A lot of little bridges you could cross. But then again, there's a lot of water in there, right? But this place is full all the time. From, I say, from about April all the way down to early November, there is tons of people running around inside of here. Morning to night, there's people over there running all over the place. I don't think you're going to carry a 50-pound kid in there and do anything with it without being seen. There's people there all the time. And as you can see, it takes, this is the walk that you have to take to even get to the first waterfall. This is the walk you have to take to even get to the first waterfall. And it's about 15 minutes. And for an old person, you're looking at a lot longer than 15 minutes. And that's just to get to the first waterfall. There's 4 of them in there. Look at how far you have to go. So can you imagine? No way. They would have been seen. Absolutely would have been seen. There's the first waterfall. Right there, folks. First waterfall. Right? And then you're going to have to sit that butt down and take a rest. You're going to have to sit down and take yourself a little rest. Yep, there you go. You have to sit down, take a cigarette break before you go to the next one. That's the second waterfall. This is the next waterfall. Right? There you go. And people are all over this place. They are everywhere. And yes, it's very slippery in there. And you got to take a break again, because now you're going to head to the third waterfall. And now it's going to take you about another 10 minutes to get to each one of these falls. So you're going to be in there for, oh my God. If you go to all the waterfalls, you're going to be in there for a while, right? You got to stop and take them breaks. I know PG does. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. That's true. But there you go. There you go, y'all. I'm just telling you. And I don't think anybody even makes it to the fourth waterfall, to be honest with you. I mean, you go in there, your ass is, by the time you hit the second one, you're wore out and ready to roll. Right? You're ready to just turn around and go home. I don't care how cool it is. You're just ready to go home. And not to mention, you know, you take the risk of getting bit by snakes, ate up by mosquitoes. I mean, you go in there and you come out, wow. If you come back out, you're lucky. Especially if you went all the way in. If you went all the way to the first, second, third, fourth waterfall and you actually come back out of there, yeah, it's crazy. I'm just saying, you know, it's insane. To think someone took a 50-pound child and went flying through this place with it. Now, I don't know where Summer is, but you can bet your ass that Candus probably does. So, you know, law enforcement wasn't asking Cotton no questions. Law enforcement was asking Candus questions. Law enforcement wasn't kicking down no Cotton stores or anybody else's, but they sure the hell was up there kicking down the wells. So, you know, I think I'm going to keep with law enforcement. I am going to keep with law enforcement. And I think it's cruel and wrong to bring this man's family out here and extort them and do what people are doing to them. I really do. It's wrong. Absolutely wrong. And I can't believe that, you know, society has gotten this low. I can't believe that society has gotten this low to even do this to all of these innocent people who don't deserve this being done to them. Cotton, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Let me show you guys something.
Okay, I'm gonna film around this side. Now,
Did you hear that door shut? Did you hear that door shut? Man, I'm sitting all the way fucking back here and I heard that door shut. I'm sitting all the way back here and I heard that door shut. Now, when the Wells tell you that you can't hear anything in their house, they're fucking liars. Don Candus Wells, you're damn liars. Trust me. If a car pulls up, door slamming, and you're inside that house, yes, you can damn hear it. You can hear it. You can hear everything inside that freaking paper thin piece of shit. Don't even have no siding on half of that shithole that they call a home. There's no fucking installation, folks. And let us remember that even if Summer was in the basement, which she wasn't. But even if she was in the basement, they got holes drilled in the fucking floor. There is holes. The boys could look down and see her walking around in the basement because there is big holes drilled in the floor to let the heat come up to the upstairs. Let us not forget that. And them holes carry sound upstairs too. And if that door shut, they would have definitely heard it. Just saying, folks, use your common sense. Use our common sense, right? Man, we lived in houses enough to know that you can hear every damn thing.
around this side. No, around this side. No, around this side. No, around this side. No.
Took me to my into the ER because my leg was messing up on me.
And this old bag was outside. She was outside that day. She wasn't inside. Oh, yeah. Candus might have went in the house, right? Candus might have went in the house. So
Took me to
what?
into the ER because my leg.
Let's go back. Let's go back here. Right there's Granny's camper. Right there's Granny's camper. We see you, Granny. There you are. I see you. Right there. Old bag. Yeah. Right there, Granny's camper. And I'll tell you, you can hear that damn door slam from Granny's camper too. And she was outside. I don't give a fuck where old chubby butt Candus was. I know where Granny was. And she had her old, limp along ass around the corner there from what she's saying, but I don't even think she was limping. Nobody ever saw a knee brace, right? I seen her 2 days after. No, it wasn't 2 days. It was a few days. I seen her a few days, but they put a knee brace on you. You gotta wear that bitch for about 6 weeks, not 6 days. But anyway, I seen Granny, and I'm telling you now, she was sitting that ass up in the back of in the doorway, and she had no brace on at all. None. Granny, your brace wasn't there. You didn't have no brace on, Granny. Right? Oh, I think Granny's a liar. I really do. I think she's a fake and a fraud. That's why your grandma gets checked when she's coming out of the store. Really. Because of old bags like that right there. That's why your grandma, man. That's why your grandma's getting attacked. Coming out the damn store. Oh, can we check your bag? You might have stole something, Granny. Right? Man, grandmas used to not get checked at all because, but they do now because of these kind of people. Right? Be attacking your grandma and shit. Because of old Granny Wells. That's what I'm talking about. Damn old people can't even be trusted no more. That's sad. That's sad. Even Donald said, I didn't see a knee brace. Where the hell's that knee brace? Right? Donald didn't see no knee brace. Yeah. Granny Panties tells lies. Absolutely. But you heard that door slam. And I don't care where Candus was. Granny was right there at that trailer. She was listening to everything, seeing everything. Whoa, Granny, what big eyes you have. What big ears you got. Oh, better to listen with. Yeah. We're going to see how Granny listens.
No, around this side. No, around this side. No, around this side. No.
Stop it, Candus. You're making me deaf. Right? Slamming that damn door. Act like nobody can hear it. Bitch, you could hear that clean across the mountain. That's crazy as hell. That's how Jody Sue knew when you guys come in and out. She could get a swift view over there. Don sunbathing, right? In his birthday suit.
Treated my into the ER because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid. So,
did you see that? Did you see that door slam? Did you see it? They were testing Granny. That was a test, Granny, and you flunked it. You heard it. They were testing you. They were testing you. They slammed it like that door got slammed. And right away, old Granny took note, right? Ooh, what was that? Mm-hmm. And she even went to looking where it was coming from. Your ass got busted, Granny. You were outside. You were outside. Y'all be lying.
Took me to into the ER because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid. So,
took me to into the ER because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid. So
You see that? She's a multitasker. Granny's a multitasker, people. Slam, what was that? Slam? Ooh, let me see. Gots to looky. I got to be a looking. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go, folks. And you really think that somebody came up there? You really think someone came up there with all that damn noise and they didn't hear it? Yeah, right. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think she was. Granny was scared. They was coming to get her, right? And they should. They should. They should. I'm going to tell you something. We're not going to let innocent people be thrown under the bus. We're just not going to do it. Absolutely not. We're not going to do it. We've had enough people and their lives ruined in this case. It's not right. It's not right. We've been down every avenue, and I think we're on the right avenue now. Every avenue led us back to 110 Ben Hill Road, and this one's led us back there as well. This has led us right back to 110 Ben Hill Road also. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And this is being serious. I'm really being serious about this whole thing.
Where she is.
But I think Summer Moon Utah Wells could have whooped this old dude's ass. I really do. I think she could have took him. And that's the truth. I really truly believe she would have hurt that guy. She probably would have broke a couple of his bones, his ribs, and everything else. That old fart right there, no way in hell. No way in hell. He grabbed a hold of that 6-year-old kid that would have wailed the hell out of him. No way. No way. Summer, I know she was 5, but she was going on 6. And I'm going to tell you, like Dawn and Candus said, that child could lift her own body weight, which was 40 to 50 pounds. She could lift her own body weight, meaning, have you ever picked up a child and you think, oh, wow, it's light as a feather, right? You pick this little kid up and it's light as a feather. 4 or 5 years old. You whisk it up into the air, swinging around. What a beautiful little kid. And then you grab a hold of another kid. You pick up another little kid, you think you're going to whisk it around, and you say, damn, that kid's heavy as hell, right? Like somebody stuck a brick in his ass. Didn't look no bigger than the other kid, but that kid was all muscle. Now I know you know the difference in weight on children. You know what I'm talking about. Some kids are made of muscle and they're heavy. And there's other kids that just, like a feather, right? You don't know why there's that weight difference between them. I mean, I've got 3 sons, right? Well, I ain't trying to pick up any of my 3 sons now. They need to pick me up. But, you know, when they were little, I had one that you could just throw up. I mean, you could just one arm, reach down, grab him up, put him on your hip and go. Man, I had another one. Don't even try it, honey. Don't even try it. You better put your pocketbook down and anything else in your hands if you're going to try to pick that one up. Because that one actually, you know, felt like it had a weight in this freaking diaper. Yeah. You know, so that's what I'm saying. You know, there's a difference. There's a difference. And you know, some kids are made out of muscle. And then there's other kids that's just, you know, they're light. Summer was muscle. All muscle. She would have been very heavy. And not only that, but if she could pick up her own weight, which was 40 to 50 pounds, that's what she could be slamming you with. She would be, you know, she'd be all over that old dude right there. There's no way in hell he could have controlled a child, you know, that active, that strong. No way. Absolutely not. I'm not going to believe it. Not even for 5 minutes. I mean, I have seen mothers pick up not even 5-year-old. They go to pick up their freaking 2 to 3-year-old, and that kid, man, head butts them in the face, right? Smacks them, pinches them, pull their damn hair, kick the crap out of them. I mean, this mom is trying to put the kid down, and it is literally whooping her backside. I'm like, dang. Somebody has to run to the rescue, right? Somebody has to run to her rescue. And trust me, I have seen it before. I have seen it. So, you know, not at all. And this is, you know, this is 19, 20, 23, 24-year-old moms. And they're getting whooped by their own kid. Unbelievable. But I've seen it done. So it is what it is. Love a Scorpio. If you want to close your camera, hon, I'm bringing you up. Listen, every night is open panel here. If you like to take the link, you're welcome to Upon Panel. The Summer's channel, everyone's welcomed here. Hey, girl, what's up?
Hey, PG. I missed you first and foremost.
Hey, girl, I appreciate that. God bless.
I know a lot of stuff that's been going down right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's just Satan and his confusion. The devil loves confusion.
You know, yeah, I could have opened a live and brought all of these things out, you know. Oh, there's a new guy being named. Who is he? I could have used this guy for click, likes, and views. Of course I could have. That's no problem. I don't blow smoke up nobody's ass. That's why I didn't. You know what I did? I sat back. I took all the data I could get from all of this, and I wanted to figure out the truth.
Yep.
So, you know, I needed to step back. I don't bring nothing out here for click, likes, and views. I bring it out here.
Well, to be honest with you, PG, I couldn't, first of all, understand anything Fred Hill had to say. I just couldn't even understand the words coming out of his mouth.
Oh, I understood it.
I just couldn't. And I was just letting it play itself out pretty much. But going back to what you were just recently talking about, how Summer was a scrapper.
Amen.
Summer was a scrapper. So if
Yes,
some man came up in there, even though if let's just hypothetically say he knew where to grab her, right? There's
absolutely.
no way that little girl was going down without a fight. She would not leave her brothers. She would
Right.
not. She just wouldn't. Somebody would have heard that baby screaming and kicking and thrashing. It's just that likelihood that she was just swooped up and taken off a mountain is impossible.
Hey, Blue Solo Cup. I gotta fill you up. Your device is not connected. Right? Your device is not connected, hon. You're gonna have to go out, come back in. I thought that was Red Solo Cup. You fill me up. All right.
Just an FYI, PG, Blue Soul Cup likes to try and troll Ziggy, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just
Wow.
want to give you a heads up. But
Right.
there's no way. I was a tomboy. And if somebody tried to come after me, oh, I'm going down with a fight. I'm kicking, I'm punching, I'm screaming, I'm doing anything possible. And Summer was a country girl and she knew how to fight. She had 3 brothers.
Amen.
She was running after those boys on their bikes and she had no fear. That girl had no fear.
No.
None.
No. And she, Summer was not, I mean, she was definitely one that's going to scream. She's going to holler. She's going to kick, scratch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a child that ain't going to go peacefully.
No.
That's for sure.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope. And the house that she lived in, unfortunately, the state that she lived in, she wouldn't want to have ever left her brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She wasn't going to leave peacefully. That's bull. That's bull. That kid would have fought for everything, every ounce. And she could have fought. And I believe she would have won.
I agree. And also, no one's going to come up there. The child is in a house.
Mm-hmm.
The child is inside of a house that's got holes drilled all over the place in the floor.
Yep.
No way in hell. Nobody's, there's no way. They're going to be seen. Blue Solo Cup, your device is not connected. You're having issues with your device. But I do not believe that this man had anything to do with anything at all to do with Summer. I think it's another line of BS a mile long.
Yeah. Another red herring to add to the list.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, Fred Hill's, from my understanding, Fred Hill's looking at 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if they go easy on him. That's if they go easy on him, right? 30 years. So, I mean, he was manufacturing. Yeah.
And in a dwelling.
Right. Mm-hmm. Not good.
Nope.
Not good. So, I'm sure he's going to try to pull anything he can out of his pocket to, anything.
Yeah, he wants to save his own hide.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And what better way than to blame a dead man that can't speak for himself?
Yeah. It's the coward's way out.
Dead people can't talk.
Nope.
So, but they might haunt your ass, Freddie. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Freddie might have to, might have himself a cellmate named Cotton.
I was watching Ziggy live the night that this whole Fred thing came out, and Don was in her chat. Did you see that?
No, no.
And Don said to Ziggy, "Good luck trying to talk to Fred, LOL." So
Right.
I feel like it's another DWCB ploy. I think they fill Fred's head with their stories, and then he is not with his right mind, right? Fred's not in his right mind, and then his
Fred's
story.
girlfriend is a White, not a Crawford. Laura, he's not a Crawford.
So basically, what I'm trying to say, PG, is I think Fred was fed the story before he got arrested. That's my opinion.
Right.
Just to put another person on the pole.
Anytime you're manufacturing, you're looking at 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Manufacturing, intent to sell, you're done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fred, I don't think is in a hole. Fred can have, it's just Ziggy. Ziggy is not allowed to contact, actually, I guess, anybody in jail now.
Yeah, she's been banned.
Due to the fact that she violated everyone's privacy in there. Not, when she was talking with Fred, you ain't allowed to live stream it because, you're violating the people's privacy behind Fred walking around. You're violating, the other people sitting on the other phones. You might overhear their conversations as well. Basically, she violated the whole prison, right? She violated everybody. So that's why. It doesn't have to do nothing with Summer's case. It has to do with the fact that, it was invasion of everyone else's privacy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, if it was a regular phone call, it would have been different. But it was a video call.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Blue Solo Cup, I can't see you. Some guy waving. Who is he?
He tries to get on Ziggy's channel all the time.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Blue Solo Cup, what do you want?
I want to talk to you.
I'm right here. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How can I can hear an echo. I'm sorry.
I can't hear no echo, hon. You're doing good.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I really love you.
Well, that's nice to hear. Much love to you.
How can I knock out my neck echo?
You're not echoing.
There's no echo.
Yeah, there's no echo. So what do you want to talk about?
I'm sorry, there's an echo on my end.
Did you
Can you show me how to do it?
Did you must have clicked out of YouTube because I'm not getting no feedback from you. So you're good. I don't know what's going on your end unless it's your own earbuds or I don't
What
know.
about now?
I don't hear no echo.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear
Yes.
you.
Oh, so great. I really love you, Prayer Garden.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
You're,
just don't want to show my face. I'm not that pretty, for one thing.
well, you didn't look bad to me. Um,
But anyway, I get on Ziggy sometimes. Well, she let me on a couple times. I really like her and everything. I was telling her a bunch of stuff about the area and stuff. I
hmm
live in Kingsport.
right.
Yes, ma'am. But
Have you ever?
I don't mean people harm, but see, people seem to get mad at me. I think they kind of get mad at me because they don't like my accent. They make fun of my accent. I think that's what it is. I
Well,
really do.
I think your accent's just fine.
Yeah, your accent, it doesn't bother no one.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm from up in here. I'm from Kingsport. I'm probably I don't know 20 minutes from Ben Hill Road. 22 minutes if I
Did
drove
you
fast.
did you know the Wells?
No, I've seen Don around the Lowe's and stuff like that a few times. I may know them from drywall and stuff. I'm a carpenter, but
Oh,
I do my own drywall and stuff. But yeah, I see him a few times. Tried to hire him one time, but he never did answer my call.
oh, all right.
Yeah, he worked for Tucker, but he did some side jobs.
Right,
But he never did come out. He never did answer my call. Never did. He never did. I was doing a big edition. It wasn't
right,
that big to him, probably about 90 sheets of drywall.
right.
But Don never did call me back. I left him a message, but that was 2019. But
Oh, okay.
you know, anyway,
And
I was
did you
so
know
glad to talk to
Cotton?
y'all.
Did you know Cotton?
No, I didn't know him, ma'am.
You didn't know Cotton. And did you know Fred Hill?
I seen that dumbass around a few times. He,
Yeah.
he did some roofing for people and stuff, but he was a sorry ass helper and sorry ass roofer. So
Yeah,
he didn't seem much.
yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. And he's a sorry ass right now, putting out this poor man that's passed away and just only thing he's wanting is to rest in peace, and he can't rest in peace because Fred Hill has implicated him in doing something heinous to a child.
Can you believe that Ziggy? I mean, I like Ziggy and stuff. Can you believe that she put this guy out there, and just review? Well, I think for just views and stuff, and the dumbass don't know anything about anything,
Right.
and he's just sitting in jail wanting any kind of commissary or whatever.
Exactly.
Maybe an
Exactly.
online girlfriend or whatever, and Ziggy's just falling for it, and she's just. I think Ziggy's. I like Ziggy, but I think she's just. She may be. I don't know. I don't want to say it.
I think that Ziggy, birds of a feather flock together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the thing. And she was going up there, just making regular visits up there to Tennessee around Fred Hill. And we all know what he's in jail for now, so I don't know, you know.
Yes, ma'am. And it's like she's like, oh, I think he's a good guy and stuff, and it's the only thing you can do in that area is like do meth because that's the only thing you got to do because there's nothing to do. That's bullshit, man. There's a million things to do in Kingsport besides doing meth and getting high and stuff. That's bullshit. Just
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, I don't.
You
Kingsport ain't no small town. Even
be
in a small town, you don't have to do meth because you ain't got nothing to do. Come on, Ziggy.
I
She's
tell you,
pretty, she's
I
pretty.
would think that you'd be putting your money into, I mean, I see the way these people live, and there's no call for anyone to live that way. I mean, put your, if they would put all of that substance money into their homes, into, buying a decent piece of land and building a decent home upon it, then they would really have something, right? They'd have,
Exactly, Prayer
I
Garden.
mean,
I mean, people have been farmers for years and they didn't go to being meth heads or nothing. I tell you what, if you talk to, I'm 58. Let me tell you something, Prayer Garden. All the old timers around here, they're appalled by the way the young people act nowadays. Back in the old days, man, you could be a bootlegger, a moonshiner, even a marijuana grower. But now this younger generation wants to do stuff like smoke meth and stuff. They're a
right,
lazy bunch of punks, you know. I
Yeah, but
mean,
right.
yeah,
get
but Fred isn't
they
a
have some
young punk.
dignity.
Yeah, but Fred isn't a young punk, and nobody up on that hill is young.
He's a young punk compared to my age and people used to make moonshine and stuff like that and bootleg stuff.
He's saying he's young compared to the older generation.
Yes, man. I
Yes,
mean,
I
lay
understand
around
that.
and do meth and stuff. I ain't never done meth in my life. I ain't never seen meth. But
Good.
these young punks now, they're so lazy they can't. They're so lazy they don't make moonshine and they don't grow pot. I mean, it's just they're sorry asses.
Did you know Jody Sue or Andy?
I knowed of them.
You know who?
I knowed of Jody Sue, but I didn't know of Andy. But
Oh,
I didn't know Jody Sue, but I've heard of her before.
oh, good or bad?
Don't want to say.
I heard that.
She kind of come. If you say anything bad about her, she wants to come after you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gonna say nothing.
That, I
Not
agree with
that
that.
she could do anything to me, but I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to get her on the. She'll get on 11 or 12 hour
You
rant
don't
about
want
me.
to. You don't want to
Going
get her on her
fast.
soapbox. She'll get on a soapbox on you, right?
Yes, ma'am. She's sitting in a trailer and do a 12-hour live on you and don't even know who you are. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um,
Can I
Ask
ask
him about
Lucille?
working with Dawn on the Jonesboro job. Did you work with Dawn over in Jonesboro?
no, ma'am. But I've been on jobs with him up in Edinburgh and Kingsport.
Oh, so you have been on the same work sites as he's been on.
Yes, ma'am. But I never did connect with him. Uh,
Right.
but I can tell you this: there is a lost video of him, which a lot of people don't know about, where he did a video of his some drywall, like in 2017, uh,
Mm-hmm.
up in Edinburgh. It's hard to find, but you can find it. But there's nothing bad about it. It's just him talking, his slow ass, stupid ass way he talks, and this is the drywall job I'm doing now, and Edinburgh, and we're about to get it done. Anyway, you can find it if you look really hard.
I heard that. So he's got a lost video out there.
Yeah, but it's out there. It's out there. I can find it.
That is funny as hell. And that cracks me up. Um, what do you think happened to Summer?
Well, man, let me tell you this. In the beginning, I thought, man, this stupid ass son of a bitch. I hate to say that, but he got on TV like 18 hours after she was missing with his son,
Yeah.
and he put his hand on his son's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
His son looked guilty as hell, and you know what? The first thing Donnie said, "I'll meet her in the resurrection,"
That exactly.
and she's nowhere around here. They might as well quit looking.
Even the flute player said Donald was saying that the very
Yeah,
evening that she came up missing,
it's
and no
on the
one.
film, Prayer Garden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
I
said,
know.
it said
But
it's like he already gave up. Oh, they might as well quit
yes,
looking here. I'll
right,
meet her in the resurrection. It's kind of like it's over with and shit. I mean,
exactly.
wasn't that weird as heck? Didn't you think that was weird as heck?
Well, I tell you what I thought was real weird was a coworker came in. A coworker had came in while I was on the phone with him when he was working over there in Jonesboro. And on that edition, that's where he was working when Summer came up missing. And he had took some time off, and then he was starting to have to rush to finish it up. And there was a coworker that came in and started going like crazy. I told him, I said, well, the guy came in and started to talking, and I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and let get off here so you can speak with, your buddy that just came in. And the buddy's like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? Oh my gosh, it smells like death in here. What is that? Oh, and he's, like he's going to puke or something. And he's like, I'm not staying. I'm out of here. And he had to actually get out of there and leave. I don't know what that smell was. And then Don tried to say it was the mud, and I personally have done drywall work myself. In my younger days, I worked casing and basing and on them sites as well.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that hell, you could put a bucket of mud in your garage for a year, and it ain't gonna. When you pop it open, it might be a little discolored, possibly even, if you leave the spreader in there, it could rust and make it a rusty looking color. Sometimes it'll even get like a little bit of black moldy looking stuff or something, but it don't stink. That's the thing about mud. Mud does not stink. It don't smell like no death.
Unless there was some kind of biomatter in it.
And they ain't shit in it.
Matter.
He's sitting there saying that, he mixed it up with water. I don't give a damn what you pour in it to mix it. Point being is, it's not going to stink. Mud don't stink, especially if it's fresh mud, just even if it's a week or two old, it isn't going to do that. Exactly. No way in hell. It doesn't do that after a year, let alone, a couple weeks or something.
Exactly.
So I knew he was lying. The point being is, I had a feeling that could he have removed one of the pieces of drywall or something and had her hidden in that particular place until,
I don't think so.
They could move her.
I don't think
I mean, you don't know what people will do to conceal something that they're afraid they're going to get, And what shocks me is, why did law enforcement not go to his job site and speak with him so they could get a look inside and a smell inside of these places?
We don't know if they did or didn't do that.
I know they didn't.
Well, they probably did.
No.
They ain't telling us nothing about it.
They didn't.
They probably did.
I know they didn't.
You don't think they did, Mr.
I know they didn't. I know they didn't. Because they rushed out there. Once I reported it, they rushed out there.
Blue Solo Cup. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you say that you think the son had something to do with it or not?
No, man. I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, because you said
he said the son looked guilty.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yes, the son, the young son, had his face pointing down and stuff, and Don had his hand over his shoulder stuff.
Right.
Yes, and he looked kind of guilty looking. Yes, ma'am, you're right about that. I did say that, but I didn't mean it like guilty, like you killed him or something. He just like, you know how everything shows on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty as in possibly knowing something that wasn't being said.
Yes, ma'am. Why? Yes, Paragarden. Why did he bring his son down there, and why did he hold his son so close and so? You know what I said? He has his arm over his son's
Yes.
shoulder, and his son was looking down
Yes.
and didn't
I
want to look up at all. And Don was saying, "Oh, I'll meet her in the resurrection. It's over with," and stuff like that. And the kid
right.
was looking down and looking around down to ground. Why did he have his son like that down there like that?
He didn't need to have his son there.
Well, I think he had his son there because he felt that it would make a better impression upon him and Candus. See, Don and Candus has been wanting to keep the focus off of them. They knew if they had a child in their hand, then it's going to make them look less guilty.
Yeah.
That's common sense right there.
Yeah, and
That's
just think, Prayer Garden. 3 weeks later, those kids was gone.
absolutely, absolutely. But Don was going to use them while he had them to use.
Exactly.
And you're right. I did take note that does he know Chad Arnold? Do you know Chad Arnold?
No, ma'am.
No, he says he doesn't. I did take note that the boy, as you said, yes, I noticed that he was staring downward, but I know at one point I seen this young man raise his head up when Donald was speaking, like, what the hell are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
At what point?
As if Donald had just told a lie.
What point did he? I can almost remember every word that Don said. Can you remember at what point that the kid, his face changed, like you said, Miss Prayer Garden?
Right off the top of my head, no. But
it
I
was
do.
only like a 6 or 7 minute.
Right.
I believe it was when Don said we don't know what happened to her.
And then he kind of looked up after he looked down.
The boy, no, he came completely out of his slump of pity and like like that ain't the truth.
Right.
Is that when he looked up, Prayer Garden?
Yes, he did look up. Now I cannot.
Is there any way that you could I mean, you're pretty smart. Can you I mean, not today, but later on, can you do a recap of all that and the video and stuff?
Of course I will.
Thank you, ma'am.
But yes, I do remember the young boy looking, he came completely out. And that's, I tell people, don't just listen to people when they speak, observe. If you observe, you can learn a lot more just by observing people. We have busy lives, and people count on us always being busy.
Facial expressions and stuff.
They count on you being your children. Oh, they are like number one. They love it when you're busy.
Can you explain that? I don't know what you mean. Being busy. I don't know what you mean.
What I'm saying is, in today's life, we are all busy, right? I mean, even though we got our dishwashers, we got our cook stoves, we got automatic washers and dryers, we got all of these commodities today that's supposed to give us more time for other things. I'm going to tell you something. They don't. Yeah, they give you more time for what? For what? To stay even busier. To stay even busier, right? Doing what I'm trying to say is nobody today really focuses at all.
Are you saying it's hard for me to understand? I'm sorry.
I'm
Are you
saying that
saying that
people, I'm saying
majority?
that once upon a time, people didn't get away with a whole lot of anything because people, you know, people, believe it or not, the people that used ringer washers and hung out the clothes and so
Right.
forth and so on,
They were
these
so
people,
busy.
while they was hanging out the clothes and stuff, they was taking in what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Yes, ma'am.
looking, they were watching, they were, you know,
But you're
um,
but you're saying that
what I'm
maybe
saying is today we are so busy that we do
Take
not,
notice.
we do not sit back and we do
I
not.
know what you're saying, ma'am. I mean, my mom could do hang the clothes, talk to herself, watch all the kids, and all this stuff on the line stuff. She knows everything's going. You're saying nowadays that some of the women don't do that. They're just
I'm saying nowadays none of the women, men, or any children or anybody else is doing it. Nobody stops long enough to smell the roses. We don't stop long enough
That on.
to take in God's beautiful art that He's put around us as a
right.
gift for us to view and take in. We do not take in, the baby strollers going past us. We don't take in, the people smiling or waving at us. We do. I mean, people have to honk their horn to get your attention now,
Exactly.
or pull up and scream, and maybe even get out and come and turn you around to get your attention.
Well,
Um,
are you saying that maybe that
I'm saying that I think that
Candace
people.
wasn't paying attention when something
No, I'm
happened?
saying that in this case, there's a lot of people that has been watching a lot of these things, and they're not seeing. They're missing the whole big picture. They're not seeing all of these little things that you know they haven't been seeing all of these things that are leading back to 110 Ben Hill Road, leading back to 110 Ben Hill Road, leading back to 110 Ben Hill Road. You know what I'm
What
saying
are
is, I don't know what people are out here doing. I have
what are
no idea.
what are some of those things, Miss Prayer Garden?
Well, some of those things is like you said, the boy looked up at Donald and
Exactly,
completely,
exactly. Okay, I'm
completely,
getting you. I'm
and
getting
that
you.
and that and that just like went over people's heads like a jet.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Yeah, I mean, yes, ma'am.
you take for instance, that Donald came out and throwed one thing after the other under a bus to get the
Mm,
focus off himself, but nobody was paying attention to what Don was really doing. They couldn't see
yeah.
what he was doing by
Mm-hmm.
doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, what I'm saying is, there was a whole lot. I sit there and I watch the wells. These people just play the hell out of a whole giant community of folks.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, oh my God, is this even for real?
Right.
I mean, it was unbelievable, and very disturbing that that it could even be done. It was
Right.
very disturbing to me that it could even be done. And that made me wake up and realize that, okay, well, this is how so much this is how so much is, you know, this is how so much is getting done in this world. So much evil is being and getting done into this world.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
because,
May
I'm going to be honest with
May
you.
I ask a question?
It's because people just really don't give a damn. They're so busy with their everyday life. I don't think they really do give a damn.
Well, I think they do, but it's just
I
it's
think no,
the
because
world.
see, if you give a damn, you stop and you pay attention and you diligently do something to change it.
Miss Bergard, can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that Don didn't do nothing and his family didn't do nothing to the little child. What would be the reason for him to misdirect the law enforcement, that's what he did back in the beginning. He said, "Don't look around here, look away. No, she ain't around here. Get her out here."
Mm-hmm.
What would, if they didn't have nothing to do with it? Why would he misdirect them? I'm just wondering that.
Um,
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a stupid question, I guess.
well,
No, it's not a stupid question.
what you don't understand is he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have misdirected them had they not had nothing to do with it. Nobody's going to misdirect anybody. You know, what I'm saying is, if you got a missing kid, if you really got a missing child, really, somebody took your kid. Like, you don't know where the hell your kid is. You know, the kid's there 1 minute and gone the next. Okay, you don't give a dang if law enforcement, you know, crawled in every nook and freaking cranny of your life to find your child. You don't care. You don't care, you know, hey, come in my house. I don't give a damn. At that point, you don't give a damn what law enforcement knows or don't know or whatever. Just find that kid, right? You don't care.
Man.
You don't care because, and you can't sit there and say, hey, it ain't out there. It didn't wander off. I knew you're wasting your time. You know.
Why did they give up so early? I mean, I'm talking about Candus and Don. They never went and looked for them kids.
They
No one.
They never looked. And why did they immediately just start getting high and getting drunk online and stuff? It's like laughter and stuff.
Because
like
they knew
they never went and looked.
Because they knew she wasn't missing. That's
right.
the point. They knew she wasn't missing. They know what happened to her.
Exactly. Yes.
They're not going to look for something that's not missing in their brain.
You can't tell law enforcement where something isn't unless you know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, you know. Candus was in the house. Candus was in the house talking with her friends and everything, talking about how she had to go to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
When her daughter is supposedly missing. I mean, let me tell you something about a mother with a missing child. They would have had to restrain her ass from going into those woods.
Exactly.
You know, for me, myself, you better tie a rope around my ass, Ronnie Lawson, because I am fucking going in there. Exactly. And you ain't going to stop me. You are not going to stop me, Mr. Ronnie Lawson.
Let me tell you something, Prayer Garden. That bald-headed sheriff, he's got a certain look on his face too when you talk about it. That bald-headed sheriff, that old Baldy Lawson, he knows what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him when he look through my eyes. This is a seasoned sheriff here, man. I know him well.
I'm going to tell you about Ronnie Lawson. Ronnie Lawson knows a lot more than we do. Ronnie Lawson is going to solve this case. Ronnie Lawson's going to bring the Wells to their knees. And trust me, he's not giving up, and he's working diligently to get it done.
Oh,
because
they are.
There is no case that Ronnie wants to solve more than this one right here.
They don't know the proof. I mean, they ain't telling us what they have, but they know a lot more than we do.
I'm going to tell you what Ronnie Lawson does know. He does know that Candus and Dom Wells are his number one suspects, along with old Granny.
Exactly.
That's what he does know.
Exactly.
And that's all he needs to know.
This son of a bitch, he ain't no dumb son of a bitch either.
Hey, Ronnie's not dumb at all. And let me tell you something.
Guarantee you that, boy.
You know, for one, you know, Ronnie knows that he was manipulated by the Wells. And you know, he knows that at the beginning he got manipulated, but he will not be manipulated again. Trust and believe that.
I don't think he ever got manipulated.
Yeah, he did. You know, because he didn't know what kind of evilness he was dealing with. When he went up there, he really thought it was just a when he first arrived, Ronnie really thought that these were good people who, the kid just wandered off. They was going to find it and bring it back, like most kids in those areas like that. Um, and then and then a little ways into it, Ronnie started to realize we're dealing with some sinister bastards here.
Yeah.
We're dealing, these ain't good people at all. And we're dealing with some sinister bastards, and this case has got to be turned around in a whole different, I mean, yeah, they did manipulate him, and he knows it, and he didn't take it kindly either. Trust and believe that. and now he will manipulate them. Now he will manipulate them until he gets the answers he needs to prosecute their asses and put them away forever.
Yes, ma'am.
Blue Fellow Cup.
Yeah. Can I say this? Prayer Garden, 90% of the investigation, what a lot of people don't know, it ain't going on down in Hawkins County. It's up here in Sullivan County in Kingsport.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that. But
Yes.
90%, probably 95%, it's going on. The investigation is going on up here in Kingsport.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Ronnie and them, they're looking into it too. Of course, it's their jurisdiction, but 90% of the
that's because Don Wells. That's because Don Wells and the YouTubers. I blame that all on. I blame that all out here on the YouTubers, because I'm going to tell you why. And I watched it and seen it for myself. That happened because the YouTubers allowed Don Wells to manipulate them, where Ronnie Lawson and Hawkins County law enforcement was concerned. And Don Wells had everybody out here saying, don't call Hawkins County, call TBI. Don't call Hawkins County, call TBI. Don Wells planted in the minds of everyone that Don Wells was scared of Hawkins County's police department. That's why he didn't want nobody calling it.
Yeah.
And the people got manipulated, and I seen it in every chat where everybody was saying, don't report it to TBI, or don't report it to Hawkins. Make sure it's TBI.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. That's half the reason this shit ain't been solved too, because that's information needed to be going in where it needed to be going in, and that's Hawkins County, where they could arrest them and put their asses behind bars where they needed to be. But
yes, Garden. But I don't mean to interrupt you, but it happened right on the border of Sullivan County, and that's where Candus and all of them. That's where their church was, and that's where they always went and stuff. They never was in Rogersville and stuff. Rogersville was 40 miles away. Kingsport was 5 minutes away.
That's where Don was working.
That's where they all are. Prayer Garden. I didn't mean to interrupt you or disagree with you, but all their activity was in Kingsport.
Yeah, but when Summer went missing, Don was supposedly working in Rogersville.
No, he wasn't working Rogersville. He was working Jonesboro.
Yeah, he was in Jonesboro.
Yeah, that's towards Johnson City.
Exactly.
Y'all probably don't know that much about this area, but they was right on the border of Kingsport, and that's where they spent all their time. If you're from Beach Creek, you're in Hawkins County, but you're actually from Kingsport. If somebody asks you if you're in Beach Creek, born raised in Beach Creek, if somebody asks you where you are, you're going to say I'm from Kingsport, because that's where you spend all your time. If you look at the maps and everything, I mean, Kingsport is right next to Beach Creek, and you to get to Rogersville, you'd have to go 40 miles one way, and then if you want to go Churchill, but
110 Ben Hill Road is considered Hawkins County, and Hawkins County law enforcement covers that.
It is Hawkins County,
and Hawkins County law enforcement should have been the ones being contacted from day one. Yes,
ma'am. They are.
They shouldn't have to go through TBI to get everything. They should have been getting it firsthand.
Yes, ma'am. But TBI is they're helping and everything. But the jurisdiction is going to be Hawkins County because that's where they're from. That's just the law, ma'am. I mean, that's why it's just the law.
Right.
Blue
But
Solo Cup.
I didn't mean that. I don't want.
Oh, I know what you were saying. You were just trying to set us straight on the borders.
Right.
And I understand that, that's and
Right.
and yes, I am affiliated with how all of that works.
And
But
of course, Ronnie Lawson's district attorney for that county is going to be the lead office in that investigation. But it don't mean that they don't know. It's hard to explain. But TBI and everybody's in on it. But most of the investigations going on in Kingsport and Sullivan County.
Mm-hmm.
They work together.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a bunch of dummies up here.
No, we know that. We know that.
I'm going to tell you, there is a, don't ever underestimate country folks. Some
No.
country folks are just smart. Trust me, you better get up early and go to bed late to outsmart some of those folks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Trust me, I am very familiar with country people.
Blue Solo Cup, I can promise you, anybody that has been watching Summer's case from the week one has never underestimated anybody in law enforcement saying they're stupid. Trust me, we know y'all are not stupid. We know that we want all, including CBI
And
and Sheriff Lawson. We all want the right outcome. We want to find out what happened to Summer. We do not underestimate anybody's intelligence when it comes to this case. You have to know that.
Oh yes, ma'am. I know. I've been talking too much.
I do believe that Sullivan County came over and helped with the search, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they did.
More than
There
that.
was, matter of fact, in Summer's search, there was searchers that came from a lot of areas to come in and help search for Summer. Absolutely.
But yes, ma'am. It's more than that. It's a continued investigation that's over with us right now.
How soon did you hear about it? Solo Cup.
They're part of the investigation.
Yeah.
How soon?
Them and Kingsport and all of them.
How soon did you get wind that Summer was missing?
Ma'am, I come home and from work. I'm a carpenter, and
Right.
I seen it on the news, and I was just like everybody else. I was glued to the set, because I thought that this kid is going to get found. I hope, and everything, and it just went on and on. It built and built, and she never was found. Let me tell you something too. Those first 2 nights was very, very cold, like very low 50 degrees and stuff.
Right.
After a couple of nights, I thought, man, this child is dead or something. And then they had like 1,500 people looking for her, helicopters, or airplanes, and with seeking.
They were bringing in the highest technology that
they couldn't find her, and they couldn't find her, and then I thought, man, something's happened, and everybody's heart dropped. After a couple of days, I thought, the kid's dead. They're gonna find her dead, and they went on for like 13 days, and and it was like it was like 1,500 people looking for her, and they couldn't find her and stuff. Of course, the guy looking for him, the main guy, not the main guy, but he said, we will not stop until we find her. And I said, to myself, I said, you stupid son of a bitch, you ain't never going to find her. If you ain't found her after like 2 or 3 days, she's been hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly. I was really worried, and I just thought, man, I just didn't know. It's just, and it just went on and on and on, and dang, and I just thought, I always kept to myself. I thought maybe she went in the woods and got eaten by a bear and stuff. But hey, listen to this, prayer garden.
Bears don't eat clothes.
Yeah, right. But listen, that little kid that got caught, that got lost in Rogersville, like 40
Hmm.
miles up. Did you hear
Exactly.
about that?
Yes, he
A
found.
month ago
Was found.
was found.
Safe. Found safe.
So
Um,
why wasn't Summer found? I
because
mean, I
summer
know
wasn't.
that ain't positive
Like I
proof.
said, like I said, Ronnie
But
thought
Summer
that.
wasn't a walk off.
Ronnie thought that's what, was the circumstances, because that's usually what the circumstances are. But it just happened not to be the circumstances in Summer's case. And once he figured out, um, oh God, this wasn't this case. The crime scene had done been torn apart.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, too many people, just too much. Too much. So, but I do know that they did take prints from the basement door inside out, and
Yes,
there was no fingerprints of anyone outside of the household.
prayer garden. What do you think about the
And why didn't Candace and Donald tell that there was no fresh fingerprints inside or out of Summers? That fresh pink fingerprints, if someone touches a doorknob, within, like, if someone freshly touched a doorknob within
yes,
a
ma'am.
few hours, there will be what they call fresh prints of that
And
particular person.
they checked that too.
Right. And there was no fresh fingerprints of Summers. And yes, they do have her prints off of her toys. So, you know, there was none. Um, they've got a lot. They've got enough to build a case, and I think that they're eventually going to. But right now they're wanting to try to, they're still hoping to find Summer. Um,
That they're wanting probably some physical evidence. What you're saying, Miss Garden. I mean, prayer garden. They need just a little bit of physical evidence.
well, I think they have a lot of evidence.
They have a lot of evidence against the Wells right now.
Absolutely,
The
absolutely.
Wells are the number
May
one.
I ask who's the other lady talking?
My name is Love is Scorpio.
Okay, say that again.
You
Love
can
it,
just call me
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Levin Scorfield and Prayer Garden. Hey, can y'all answer this, or what do you think about it? Why did they keep a lot of the phone evidence? I mean, not phone evidence. The from like 3 o'clock on. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Why did they keep that and erase it from their phones? And why did they keep what's a young man's
Hunter,
name? Hunter. Why did they keep his phone and to this day have never returned it?
evidence,
Plus, why have they kept some of the calls to the what do you call it, to the police, the
the
911 calls?
911, evidence,
Why do they keep that and they
evidence,
ain't releasing it?
They have not released Don Wells' call with his voice on it, nor have they released Candace Wells' call in with her voice on it, because it has been put into evidence. They Hunter's phone has also been put into evidence.
mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that there was no outsiders' fingerprints on that door, nor was there any fresh prints of Summers on the inside or outside of that door as well. Um,
It's all, Miss Pergo. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's all circumstantial stuff. What we're saying, what we're
no,
talking
it
about
ain't. It
here,
ain't.
all
It
that
ain't.
is.
Circumstantial is still
It
evidence.
But
it
they
isn't.
got no physical. If they get some physical
It
stuff,
it
You
is
don't need
not. It
physical.
is. It is
there's
not.
none.
It is not circumstantial. It is physical evidence when you tell law enforcement that a child's in the basement, somebody took it out of the door, that its fingerprints nor a stranger's fingerprints are on. That
But it's
is
still
physical
circumstantial.
evidence that there was no one, not that the child nor a stranger was present there.
It's still
That is
circumstantial,
physical.
though. It's still
So,
circumstantial.
they do got a lot of physical evidence. They also have the physical evidence that they asked Candace Wells to come down to the police station the very next day, along with Dawn and Grandis, and Candace refused to go. They also have the physical evidence that Candace hid inside the house and tried to avoid law enforcement at all costs, and she has done so to this day, 2 years later. This is all
Yes,
physical.
yes, yes, ma'am. I know it's physical. You say it's physical, but it's all circumstantial. It's not
No.
Why
physical, like
didn't Candace? Why didn't Can
tangible, like you can touch. You know what I'm
Lusso?
saying?
Lu-
I don't mean to disagree with you.
No, we're not. We're just having a conversation. But Blue Solo
Yes, ma'am.
Cup, have you heard about the jacket
Well,
with
I'm
the
going to tell
box
you.
that Candace hasn't sent
Let me
over?
let me
That's
let me
physical evidence.
let me tell you about some physical evidence that they do have and they can touch. It's called the clothing that Summer was wearing that day that Candace led everyone to believe was on her back.
Exactly.
They got clothing that Summer had on that day that
Yes,
Candace
ma'am.
Wells did not produce in order for the search dogs to be able to track and find Summer. That is physical right there. And yes, you can touch it.
Do they have that, Miss Prayer Garden?
They do now because Kathy, the friend, went and turned it into law enforcement. So
Yes,
absolutely, they
two
got
years
it.
2 years later.
But that's physical evidence. You know, they
Yes,
got
sir.
that now. They're going to build a case. Maybe they're going to build a case. I hope. But Miss Prayer Garden, I didn't mean to disagree with you, but physical evidence and tangible evidence is different things. But what you just said was physical evidence, and you know. I, but I didn't mean to disagree with you, Miss Prayer Garden.
Well, the fingerprinting is physical evidence because you can see that's
Yeah,
something you could
yeah,
show in a
yeah.
court of law. Look, there is no fresh fingerprints. We did this. That is not there. The evidence is, what these people are saying is you can see right here physically that no, it's not truth. The child's fingerprints nor a stranger's is anywhere around this door. I
Yeah.
mean, it just is what it is. Um, and circumstantial evidence, I understand what you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's he said, she said, BS. Now you can't do a lot with that. You can, that's where you think, but you can't prove. Or
But
but you can't prove.
but PG, circumstantial evidence is evidence. If there is
It,
enough of
it
it,
is,
it
it is,
still
it
is.
is,
It
it
is,
is
but you got to have that. Before.
circumstantial evidence is evidence, but it's more, it's hard to prove. See, even if you know something, even
Right,
if you
right.
know that your little cookie eater in the house got in the cookie jar
Right.
and ate the cookies, point being is, if there's no, if there's no physical evidence like cookie crumbs around their mouth
Right.
or, you know, chocolate in their teeth, um, you know, point being is, it because that's the cookie eater.
Exactly.
When you ask them by their face, if they're
Yeah,
lying or not.
it's like the white powdered donuts, and they leave the white
Exactly.
powder residue.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But
There,
the law can't go on that stuff.
Yeah,
right.
but they can. There
Let
have
me
Well,
been
they
see.
can,
trials.
but they need some physical. Well, it don't matter anyway, ma'am. You got to convince a jury. And you remember Dum Dum? I'm not Dum Dum, but Casey Anthony.
Yes,
got
I
away
do.
with
I
got
do.
away with killing her kid,
Yes, she did.
and we all know she did it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh
and
yeah,
but she got away with
absolutely,
it, you know.
absolutely.
But
Mm-hmm.
I tell you
No.
what, you ladies are a lot smarter than me. but
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Um, when a parent does something, they always want to. They always want something to hold on to, especially a mother. It's very important for a mother to to hold on to something. Um, and and Candace did have what the things that she was wearing that particular day in that box, especially that jacket. Um,
But prayer gardens, why? I mean, I know we're on the same page as this, right? Why wouldn't she just say, instead of pulling something out of a random wherever she pulled something out for a summer's scent, she knew she had that jacket.
right.
Why not just give it
But you
to?
don't understand that jacket was the one thing she needed to hang on to.
Yeah, but you're trying to look for your child. I would give it to
No,
them in a hot second, prayer God.
no, you don't understand. You don't understand. She
Make
wasn't
me
looking for you ain't looking for a child you already know where it's at. What
okay.
you're doing is you're holding on to something.
Okay.
You're hiding and holding on to something that you don't want taken away
Okay. I get it.
because it's what you got.
I got
And
you.
so what I'm saying is, um, it's a good possibility. It's a good possibility that on some some article of that clothing or something, they may find, because they could possibly be putting those articles of clothing through DNA right now, or forensics, in order to figure out if there's any type of blood, or if there's any type of decomposition in the clothing. When a person passes away, there'll be what they call, the pores of the body open and let out fluids.
Yeah.
um so I mean, and it just puts off a certain smell. And with that being said, it's very possible that they've already been putting those articles through forensics, and it takes time because they got to test and then retest and retest it. What I'm saying is, you got to get like positive. If you're going to go take it before a jury, you got to really get it down to a science that where no
Wow.
one can fight it. And that's going to take a little time, and they haven't had that in their position very long.
But what I'm saying is, like, at the point where my 5-year-old daughter went missing, I would have to stand back and just give them the jacket, even if I didn't want to, even if it was the last thing my baby had on. I would not want to give it, but I had to give it because it's something that is valuable to the investigation. And I'm sure you know what I'm saying. I get the sentimental the jacket. But if it was the one piece of article that could help us find Summer, oh, you best rest assured, I'm giving it to them.
And you're saying that she probably didn't?
No, she did not. No, she did not. She took it. She didn't even give it when law enforcement came up to 110 with the dogs. She did not give over that jacket that's in the picture of Summer against the milk cartons. She had that jacket hidden away.
Exactly. There could be anywhere thing there could be anything on that jacket, from blood to DNA, where um from what I'm saying is, if a person when a person becomes unalive, okay, you become unalive,
Yeah.
you're for one, we know that people, the bowels, the a person, the bowels empty itself immediately, right? And it's an awfulest stench you've ever smelled or seen in your life. Okay, with that, but not what I'm saying is, the pores of the body opens and lets out a certain chemical that gets into the clothing, okay? And it isn't a very good smell for sure. This happens, on the torso, it happens in the arms. I mean, you know, and that can be detected in clothing, that a person, if you find someone's missing and you find their shirt or their jacket or whatever, then it can be tested for, decomposition. Because the body starts to decompose pretty quickly.
Yes, it
I
does.
mean, there's a certain, you might think, oh well, you got to be, you have to be on alive for hours, or no, you don't.
No, you
As
don't.
soon
You could
as
be getting.
soon as soon as the spirit leaves the body, it starts, people. It starts, and especially on a hot day like June the 15th, it starts pretty quickly. What
Excuse
I
me.
think is, I think that law enforcement, Ronnie Lawson and Pruitt really need to think about going and getting that green Suburban,
Yes.
and doing a bumper to bumper check on it, because what I'm saying is, I don't know if they will find, there could be DNA in there.
Yep.
Excuse
Left
me.
behind. Absolutely, there could be DNA in there. Something, they can use the strobe light. Um,
Excuse me.
they could, but most of all, they want to check the computer chip, because in these new vehicles today, in the vehicles, you know, today or recently, um, the last 20 years or whatever. What I'm saying is, the new vehicles, what they have is the computer chips, and they can run that, and it can tell. They could go back to June the 15th and see if that vehicle has been moved or has been
Yes.
anywhere, through the computer chip on it. Absolutely, they can get that done. So,
Excuse
that's something they
excuse
might
me.
want to think about doing as well, because Don Wells did say that Candus changed Summer in the Suburban, and he was like
Yep.
diligently, like he was standing there and watching it. So um that could have happened, and therefore that Suburban would be, you know a piece of evidence. And they really do need to see, and that computer chip will also let them know in what area
They
the
travel.
vehicle was in as well.
Yes.
So it is actually worth doing, and it wouldn't hurt nothing to get it done. So
Excuse
that's
me,
something that they
Miss.
might want to think about doing, right?
Excuse me, Mr. Garden. That's where the TBI and the FBI comes in. Hawken County or Sullivan County wouldn't have nothing to do with that. But you're exactly right. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, yes,
That's where they come.
yes, yes, Hawkins County would have everything to do with that, because they
Well,
would
I
be
mean, they don't have those abilities. It's the
well.
FBI and TBI does that.
What I'm saying is, Ronnie Lawson and Pruitt are the head of all of this investigation,
You're
and
right.
they do have the ability to get it done. Yes.
Yes, but TBI and FBI is one that
And
It's
that's what
doing
I'm
that,
saying. Everybody wants to, everybody is TBI, TBI this, TBI. No, let's start taking this to Hawkins County, the people that need to be solving this case. Let's start calling them. Let's start,
Yeah,
let's start giving them the information we got. Let's start letting them get this
they
case.
are the lead investigators because it's in
Absolutely. They are the lead and they are the ones that need.
that's what the law is, Paragon.
Right. Right. And
The
you know
district
what,
attorney
and I'm gonna tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
tell you people something
I'm
when
sorry.
you're messing with law enforcement, and the reason that Don Wells wants you to do TBI instead of Hawkins County law enforcement.
Well,
Because when you call TBI, it's going to make Hawkins County a little pissed off, right? And then maybe they will decline because they are the lead investigators. They might say no to certain things just because it wasn't reported to them and was reported somewhere else. Always report it, please, to the main people, because then you will get a lot more done. You're not going to have that hatred between, between the different law enforcement.
Right.
Just,
can I
just
say
do it
something,
right from the
Paragon?
beginning.
I don't mean to disagree. I'm saying the authority is in Hawkins County. It don't matter where where the crime is committed. That's where the authority is. It's with the district attorney and Southern. I mean not Southern, but Hawkins County. All like but all other investigating agency are added to that. So, but it all comes down if she's say if somebody killed her and not killed her, I shouldn't say that. If they killed her in
If they unlived her.
County,
Yeah,
but
they took her.
I'm sorry, yes, but it's going. The court's going to be in some not some, but Hawkins County, but it's still Hawkins County is the lead investigating place, but it's TBI and FBI in Sullivan County, Kingsport, Rogersville, uh, even Johnson City, Washington County, they're all investigating stuff. But the main thing that it's hard for me to explain. I'm just talking about legalities.
No, I know. Solo Cup. Do you know if Hawkins County is still a lead in Summers
Yeah,
district?
yes, of course.
Yes, they are.
Yes, of course they are.
Okay, I'm just
Because that's
asking.
where it happened. Yes.
Okay, I'm just asking because I thought that's at one point that TBI took over. So you can correct
No,
me if I'm
they
wrong.
can't take over. It's legality. They can't take over.
Okay. Okay. This is why I'm talking because I don't live there. You do. And I know that, I have some facts and I am strong on my fact finding, but I
So
don't, if
the
I don't know a
main
fact, I want to know a fact.
the main prosecutor would be in Hawkins County, but everybody's investigating this stuff.
Right. But
And
the
I,
lead
and I,
is still,
I
in Hawkins, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Everything goes back to there. And Sullivan County's got much more resources stuff.
Yes.
Kingsport and
Yes.
Johnson City and all this stuff.
Yes.
Johnson City's in Washington County. And of course TBI and FBI. They're all gonna come back there and get all their paperwork together, and that's where it's gonna come to.
Right.
It's gonna be back to Rogersville, Tennessee. You can make fun of them if you want to, but when they get prosecuted, it's gonna be 12 men and 12 women.
But nobody makes fun of them, so I don't know why you keep saying that. We all are here for
What are you
summer.
saying?
I
What are
know,
you
but
saying?
I know, but don't go on the defense because we're all here for summer.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody's making fun of anybody in Jonesboro, Hawkins, Sullivan. Nobody here is doing that. We want summer. We want Summer's case to be solved. That's it.
Well, I mean, it'll be 12 people in Hawkins County that
And I'm okay with that. That would be great.
unless the crime was committed in Sullivan County,
Right.
then which is where Warriors Path was stuff.
But we're not. But we're not
possible.
sitting here vilifying anybody in LE in any of those counties. We want the job
Yes,
done.
ma'am, I know, but don't think old ballerhead, dum Ronnie Lawson. He ain't no dummy.
He's not, and I agree with you. I
That
agree with
guy
that.
is probably sitting here if he's not asleep tonight, the guy probably never sleeps. But I guarantee he's thinking about this case right now.
Yeah,
He ain't
but
no dummy.
no, he's not. And I think you really just need to hear that the people here in PG's chat, we all agree with you. We know that
I
they're
can't
working
see her
hard.
chat. I
We are
can't see
work.
her chat.
I know, but they are working hard, and we all agree with that. We literally all agree with it. I've been here for 2 years watching this case, like PG, like many of us in this chat, and we all agree that they are doing their job. They are doing it. From
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Lawson to TBI to Sullivan County, we literally all agree they are working their asses off to find Summer and find out what happened to her. I
And
just
I think, and
I
I
want you
think,
to know that. That's all.
and
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think
I'm
that,
sorry.
I think that Blue Solo Cup wants her found as much as anyone else.
I agree.
Yeah,
This
exactly. Yeah.
gentleman lives there as well, right?
Yes, and I
And,
have much respect for his input.
exactly. And, for all of us, in the community and around the community and so forth and so on, everybody wants Summer found. Everyone. It's not, it's not someone, it's everyone. Everyone is doing all they can do to get this little girl found, except for who? Don, Candus, Grandis. The main people that should be
Have you
doing
noticed
so
that?
much more is doing nothing. Man, that's a big red flag, and that is exactly like law. I'm going to tell you, you can say whatever you want about law enforcement. I know a lot of people do not, like Hawkins County law enforcement because Don planted the seed in their mind because
Yes.
he was scared of them, and he early on tried to make them look shady.
Yes.
I
Don,
understand that,
yes. Don is the
but
only one that spoke out against Hawkins
these
County.
people are doing all they can do to get this done, and we need to work with them. If we got any information that can help law enforcement, we need to share it with Hawkins County law enforcement, right? We need to share it with them.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yes,
Kathy Dufresne has got a vehicle that Candace and Donald and Grandis obviously felt needed to be out of their possession.
Yes.
And this is the same vehicle that was holding the box with the jacket, the things that, law enforcement should have had in their possession, but Candace did not want in their possession. What I'm trying to say is, and I do believe that was the very vehicle that possibly left the hill and came back June 15, 2021. Therefore, like I said, it is evidence. It should be taken into evidence, and it definitely needs to be ran over. And right now, we know where the vehicle is and who has, control of it.
Right.
And I'm sure she would not, she would not fight against law enforcement taking it into custody and going over it with a fine tooth comb for the sake of Summer. So with that being said,
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you think about now? Don said he had to go away from here because he didn't have no work. Listen, there's all kinds of work around here, especially for drywallers.
He could have worked for you.
Why did he go all the way across the country and dye his hair? I mean, there's all kinds of work for drywallers around here. He's a liar.
The heat is on him. The heat's on
He's
him.
a liar.
Yeah, the heat is on him. Solo Cup. He pissed off a lot of people in that holler.
The only thing I can say about Don being a liar is surprise, surprise, surprise. Right?
Let me tell you something, girls. I paid a guy $4,200 about 2 months ago just to hang and finish sheetrock in like a 900 square foot house. Shit, man, I couldn't find nobody to do drywall.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie can find drywall anywhere in Kingsport, Johnson City. There's all kinds of work.
Because
he's a liar.
For that kind of money, I'd have came down there and helped you myself, buddy. I'd come over to Kingsport and help you myself.
Yeah.
Solo cup. So what happened with Don was he had somebody show up at one of his work sites a few months back.
Yeah.
He blamed those people that he had to leave. He had to leave Tennessee and blah 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 blah. And he can get work, surely, as you
There's
just
all
said.
kinds of work around here, man.
Thank
They
you for that confirmation. I appreciate that. I
they'll
really
pay
do.
you in $100 bills, not no checks. They'll pay you in
Hmm.
$100 bills.
I think Blue Solo Cup is probably married and not putting the moves on anyone.
No, no, but I really do appreciate your input, Blue Solo Cup. We don't live there. We've all just watched. We watch and we watch and we watch and we watch and we watch the effery that's going on around this case about this little baby. And we all, and like you said, you want Summer to get justice as well as we do. And I appreciate you talking to us. I seriously do. You don't have to.
Hey, Blue Solo Cup,
Yes, ma'am.
how long have you been a resident in Tennessee? I mean, was you born and raised here, or was you like moved into the community from
Let
out?
me tell you something, ma'am. I was born in Holston Valley Community Hospital in 1964 or December 16th.
Nice.
Okay,
So you
I'm
know it pretty dang well.
I'm
you've
58
been there all your life. Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I wondered if you were so your blood.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been here.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're in Kingsport.
Yes, ma'am. Always been here. I've lived all over Kingsport, like Clonwell Heights,
Hmm.
Covent Garden, Bloomingdale, and Lynn Garden.
Right.
It's just a big area. Kingsport right now we've got like 60,000, but the whole area, Tri Cities, we got maybe 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't like a little bitty tiny place
Did,
that
did you know
don't
Dudley?
have good cops or nothing.
Did you know Dudley?
Never seen that dumbass.
I heard that. I
Never
heard that.
seen that dumbass. I don't know a bunch of meth addicts or nothing. I've actually not been in the country that much.
Right.
I've been down through Beach Creek. I done maybe one or two jobs down there when I was young. But they ain't much, down there to work and stuff. But I'm just not a country person. I've always lived in Kingsport,
Do
right
you know?
right beside Tennessee Eastman Company.
Do you know Tim Mullins? They're
No,
asking. They're asking if you know Tim Mullins.
man, but I heard of him because he's always been one that he tried to have some kind of like a photography thing
Yeah.
and a media thing, and which never took off. And then he latched on to this.
Do you know a Chad Arnold?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay.
No, I done asked him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue Solo Cup, I just have to say I really appreciate it.
I find Tim
I
Mullins being really weird. I find Tim Mullins to be very, very weird.
Well, he's just trying to latch on to people. He tried to latch on to like.
I don't like the way he. I don't like the way. I don't
Yeah.
like the way he latches on with his camera, to certain areas and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
I really don't. You know, he's another one that through observation, I took note that he's a real weirdo.
He is. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just tries to latch on stuff. Man, it's kind of weird,
Is he looking to make a buck? What do you think?
No, this guy wants attention.
He
It
just
ain't a
wants
buck. It's attention.
I'm going to tell you something about Tim Mullins. He is well set in life. You know, is not, it's not about money for him because, you know, like I said, you know, he's well set, he's well established. Him and his wife, you know, um, God rest her soul, right? She's deceased, but him and his wife, they had a good life, right? They had a good life. I mean, nothing like the Wells. I don't think Tim has ever known what it's like to be the Wells at all. I think that, you know, he's a little took him back, you know, took him back from that kind of living when he saw it himself.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Prayer Garden. I think he's wanting to make a documentary. He wants to make himself famous and stuff. He doesn't care about Summer Wells.
I think he
cares about Don Wells.
I think you know, I have to disagree.
Okay.
I agree.
I have to disagree when it comes to him not caring about Summer, because I think he does. I did take note. Early on, maybe not, but I think here recently, something's changed his heart, and I took note that he did come out and, you know, let people know that the side of that hill was bullshit. I really do. And
Okie.
you know, so I got to give him credit on that. If nothing else, I do have, he's still a little weird, but I got to give him credit on that one. I think he does want her found, and I think he really, you know, I think his eyes has been open to, I think his eyes has really been open to the truth of, you know, who's the number one suspects in all of this. And
do you talk to him, Prayer Garden?
No, I don't. I do not talk to Tim Mullins at all. No. He's a little. I don't talk to freaks. All right.
Well, Prayer Garden, I shouldn't say anything bad about him because I don't know him. It's just my perception of him. I'm sorry, I shouldn't never say nothing bad about him.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Your perception of him is a lot of people's perception of him. And my perception of him is, I think, you know, just the things that I've seen him do, just some of the things I've seen him do, he's not a human I would want in my circle for sure.
Right.
And, you know, so I'd rather him stay outside of it. Now, the guy that did write a book and he was selling it for $5 on his, you know, perspective in all of what has went on in this case. Now, that guy I love. I absolutely love the guy that wrote that book. I think, you know.
Some guy write a book about this?
Yes, he did. And, you know.
I'm sorry.
And I think he, you know, I think he was really on point in a lot of different aspects. And people, you know, people's hate and jealousy and ugliness had him shut the book down, you know. And I think that, and he was not breaking the law in any way, form, or how, because anyone's allowed to write a book if you're writing it from your perspective. And, you know, from what you're seeing, it's not about, you know, it's not about, you're not writing a book about Summer. You're writing a book about, you know, about a case you're involved in that, you know, you're taking part in, and you have been diligently taking notes upon, and you're just putting out your perspective on that. And that is called freedom of speech, and anyone is allowed to, you know, allowed to do so. And if he wanted, I don't care if he wanted to sell it for $20, 25 or 30. My point is, it was his prerogative to do so. And it really pissed me off to see how many people are just right down dirty haters in this world
Yep.
and jealous of someone maybe, going to make a, a dollar or two. And I'm going to tell you, this man does not need nobody's dollars. This man is well established. He's more well established than most humans in America. He needed nothing, and I'm sure he was going to donate that money to some good charity or cause to help children, maybe even the Wells boys. I don't know. But the point being is he didn't get an opportunity to do anything because this world has too many haters in it.
Yep.
Too busy hating and envying and being jealous
They shut
and
him down.
destroying more, and destroying everything that could be good in this world.
Yep.
And what I'm saying is, I'm sorry that happened to him. I absolutely am sorry that happened to him.
Yeah.
And the only reason the Wells were super against it is because they don't want nobody, making nothing but them. And they have made damn plenty off of their daughter's disappearance, if you ask me. Matter of fact, I think they have made more than anyone out there and done the less fucking work in trying to find her. So as for the Wells, they could kiss the backside of PG's ass and
my ass.
and the backside of the writer's ass as well. That's what I got to say. And anybody else's ass that you're envious of, right?
Miss Paragon, can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
Okay, you got the backside of your ass. What is the front? What is the front of your backside?
What?
Okay, you got the backside of your ass. They can kiss it. What is the front side? I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
we don't go there, Blue Soul.
I tell you what, I ain't for sure where the front side is, but if they can find it, they can kiss that too, right? There you go. They can kiss that too. And then they'd be answering both of our questions at one time.
Miss Paragon,
The mystery of that would be over.
thank you for letting me come up, and thank you, the other lady. What's your name again, ma'am?
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Yes, sir.
Okie dokie. Well, thank you, Scorpio, and thank you, Miss Prairie Garden, for letting me come up. I'm just I don't know. I don't know much.
You're just a good old boy.
I appreciate your insight, and I appreciate your
thank y'all for letting me talk to you.
Yeah, I appreciate you answering.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let y'all go. Let y'all talk.
All right. God bless. Much love.
Wait 1 second, Blue Solo Cup.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been following Summer's case?
Well, as I said, it's from day one.
Okay.
But let me tell you this: I didn't know nothing about YouTube.
Right. A lot
when
of
I
people
first
don't.
started watching it, I turned on YouTube just to see if something happened. But before that, I thought like YouTube was like how to fix lawnmowers and stuff like that.
Right.
And something popped up on YouTube. The lady's name was Plunder.
Yes.
Have y'all heard of Plunder?
Yes, sir.
And that's how I first started knowing about this true crime stuff and people having their own little TV shows.
Right.
And I don't think Prayer Garden was around back then, but that's when I got to know about YouTube and people talk. I didn't even know nothing about chat.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's Plunder.
So what are your final thoughts of what do you think could have possibly happened to Summer before you go?
Well, of course, I told you in the beginning. I thought that she got lost in the woods or something. I think what happened, ma'am, is this is just my thoughts.
Yes.
I think that something happened after that Candus hurt her or whatever, or she got hurt or something. I think Candus disposed of her body. I don't think that Grandis, which is Candus' mom,
Right. Yep.
or I don't think Donnie or anything know about it. I think Candus took her as far away as she could and hid her,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was in the covert or in the weeds or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and she hid her,
Mm-hmm.
and then she ain't gonna tell nobody what happened.
Okay.
That's what I think happened. Either that or she got lost in the woods. But now I don't think she got lost in the woods.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Well,
And
I think that Candus, something happened. Candus smacked the crap out of her and killed her. I mean, when I was young, her dad, there was 7 of us kids. Her mom and dad used to knock the shit out of us.
Mm-hmm.
They could easily killed us. But
exactly.
But I think probably Candace killed her, left her in the car, and she got baked in the sun, swung her on the swing and hit the tree, whatever.
Right.
I think Candace knows what happened to that kid
Mm-hmm.
and tuck her and hit her somewhere. And I
Mm-hmm.
think Candace the only one knows. But I may be wrong.
Yep. Well, she had to get off that hill somehow, so she was passed off somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, even now, even now, it wasn't just back in the day, that children were getting, it wasn't timeout, it's knockout. It isn't timeout. It's not timeout even today. It's knockout a lot of times in the homes today as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, the point being is, you're lucky if it just knocks sense into you instead of, really knocking you completely out.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's the thing. And but you're not supposed to, I would think as a society we would understand how dangerous it is to. I don't think people were super educated, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even maybe in the
Can I
80s.
tell you something that happened to us when I was a child? Prayer garden. There was 7 of us kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when back in probably 1973, 72.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm 58. I was the youngest. Listen, my dad, he was a Korean War vet and
We
everything.
got the belt back in those days.
Oh yeah, gotta get beaten. It was pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
We had a smokehouse. We lived in Long Island, which was an island beside Eastman, Tennessee, country, Eastman, Tennessee Chemical Company. But anyway, it was an island, and we lived on that island. It was a poor place, but we had a smokehouse, and me and my brother, blankety blank and blankety blank. I was the youngest. Us 3 boys, we were setting the smokehouse on fire with papers and cardboard and stuff, and running out and then run back in and stomping it out and acting like we were firefighters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we did that until we got bored. Okay, we did that one time too many that day, and we was all sitting in the living room, and a neighbor called and said, "Your smokehouse is on fire." Okay, now my dad, he's seen all that smokehouse on fire. He said, "How did this happen?" It was burning down. He beat the shit out of us. I mean, he beat us half to death, kicking us, beating us with belts, boards, and whatever. He made us take our clothes off and stuff.
Oh.
So what I'm saying, he beat us half to death because we set the smokehouse on fire. But back in those days, you got the shit knocked out of you and stuff. What I'm saying is maybe Candus knocked the shit out
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
Summer and stuff because she's old school. I know
Mm-hmm.
she's from Tennessee, but she's old school.
Mm-hmm.
She's already had 7 kids and lost all of them now.
Mm-hmm.
So she ain't like a cuddling kind of mother that don't ever hit her kids. She might have hit the shit out her kids like my mom and dad used to hit us.
Mm-hmm.
Used to beat the shit out of us,
Mm-hmm.
which we probably deserved it.
And you know, True
50 years ago.
One
and
one
and
one
True said that she was there, and one of the boys that came down to the basement to tell Candace they were having a just a dispute started going on, and the boys wanted to come down and get Candace up to to stop the fighting or whatever that was going on. And they said when he, went to wake Candace up, she just came up off of that bed and I guess just started welling that child something fierce.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know,
talking about Candace did that?
yes. So she was prone and
What
known.
child?
She was prone and known to beat and hit those children violently in vital areas because True plainly stated that she did swat that boy to the head.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you was to do that to a 5-year-old little girl, yes, you could very easily
Exactly.
be done.
So you, which, that's why I'm saying, Prayer Garden. Her mom and dad used to beat us, beat her ass real good if we was mean, and
Hmm.
fist and stuff like that, But I mean that happens, and
Right.
Yeah.
And the point being is, you know, you boys were running in and out, starting a fire on that smokehouse all day. Someone should have been watching you, keeping an eye on you. And not only that, but you guys should have been taught early on to not play with fire because it's very dangerous. It can burn you up and destroy you. um, and children understand that if you take time to sit your children down and just talk with them, you will be surprised at how intelligent these little minds are.
Right.
But my
Parents,
mom and dad, they weren't that smart. But
well, people
what
don't,
I was saying is parents hit their kids. So
the
that's
problem
what I'm saying.
is, that's the problem. The problem is adults don't want to take time to sit down and get to know their children. And children, and then later in life, these parents wonder why the children don't want to sit down and get to know them. Well, you wasn't sitting down to get to know your child, and now you wanted to sit down and get to know you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think so.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time with them that you want them to take with you later.
Yep.
That's what you need to do. It's a
But
give and take.
yes, you're right, Prayer Garden. But what I was saying that sometimes parents do hit their kids hard,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
and maybe Candace, which she don't seem like she's that smart. She's very heavily built.
Mm-hmm.
She probably hit the shit out of Summer.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to tell
That's
you,
what I'm thinking maybe happened. That's just my.
I I personally grew up in a very abusive home. I know what it's like to
Yeah.
be beat violently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to, break the cycle is what I always thought. I'm not going to do to any child, I'm not going to put anyone through the torture that I've been put through.
Yep.
And I did. I broke the cycle.
Yep.
I do. I will go outside. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. My children have really tested my patience. I got 3 sons, so you can imagine my patience. Um, and I have actually walked outside, walked back and forth, back and forth. It's everybody sit down, nobody move. I walk outside. I have paced back and forth, and to be honest with you, what I find is when I think about what they just did,
Mm-hmm.
I find it funny. Now I won't let them see me laughing, but something that made me upset literally turned into laughter. If you just give yourself time to think about it, it's probably funny. And, so I find to myself that, now I have done that, right? I mean, you got this beautiful, this beautiful knickknack that you love, or, they decided to have a food fight in the living room, right? They decided that they was going to have a food fight. You don't know what started it, but boy, did it make a mess. And, so you have to walk it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to walk it off. But, if you think about it, they just used your living room as a cafeteria, right? This is something you wish you could have done, something you wish you could have got away with.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually find it funny.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a little envious that, these kids had enough nerve to do it. You didn't, because you knew what you was going to get.
Oh, yeah.
So, what I'm saying is, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't let my kids hear me say that, but I wouldn't want them to have another food fight. But, the point being is, you come back in, you explain to them why you don't do this. This is our home. This is where, this is an impression on all of us, including you. And that's why, you're to keep it spotless, and you don't want your home to ever be an embarrassment, because your home is a reflection upon yourself. And, so yeah, you explain it to them, you talk to them. And not only that, but how would they like to do without a lot of things to get a new sofa, to get the new things that we're going to need, if
Right.
if you're not respecting what you got. And if you just explain it the right way, and yeah, absolutely, no game machines for a while, right? Absolutely no game machines. You messed up. This is your problem, not mine. And I wasn't about to let them clean it. Do you ever try to get your sons to clean something? Man, let me tell you something. They just spread it. They don't clean it. So, what can you do? What can you do? So, but what I'm saying is there was no reason to get violent, no reason to fly off the handle. Even if you feel like you want to, you need to keep yourself in check. You really do.
That's what I'm saying, Prayer Garden. Some people do let their, you know what I'm saying? They do,
Right.
And that's why I'm thinking that dang on, Candus maybe did.
You give kids a cardboard box, man, and they'll be coming down the staircase in it, right?
Right.
They're insane. Kids are daredevils, and I know that because I actually got a hold of a cardboard box when I was a kid, and that's exactly what we did. Right? We flew down the stairs in it. So, and I'm sure my mother was holding her breath as she watched it come down
Oh,
the
yeah, they are.
staircase, and
Prayer Garden, what was
fly
your
through her
mom like?
house.
What was your mom like? Was she pretty nice, or what?
My mother was, yes, my mother was amazing. I love my mother. My mother was my best friend.
That's
She
right.
absolutely,
That's great.
I adored my mom.
Same here, Prayer Garden.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And but
But what?
she was a really good person and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
But my family was bigger than yours. And
how big was your family? There
and
were
she
seven in my family.
I can't say how many's in mine, because then they'd be tracking that number down. Right?
I'm sorry.
But it's okay.
Blue Solo Cup, I came from a family of 8 children.
Hey, are you Catholic?
Yes, sir.
We wasn't Catholic, but we had 7 kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of large family. First thing you say after, if they had 6 or more, you say, "Or were you Catholic
Mm-hmm.
or Mormon?" But no,
Mm-hmm.
we wasn't. We just had 7 kids.
Exactly.
Right.
Blue
Right.
Solo Cup, can I just ask a question? Because I've seen a lot of people in chat wanting to ask you if you were some type of plant that came in here from the Wells camp. I just want you, if you can just say what's on your heart.
Can you say that again?
So I've been watching chat while you and PG have been talking, and some people in the chat think that you might be a plant of some sort, like Pro Don or Candus, and that you're just here kind of trolling us. And I
No,
just want
no, no,
I
don't
just
mind.
want you to clear that up for them.
Can I tell you something? I do troll a lot, but I'm not a troll tonight.
Mm-hmm.
uh, everything I'm telling you is true. But yeah, I'll troll like act crazy on different platforms and stuff. But no, I'm talking to you from the true person right now, and I sometimes I'll act silly and stuff, but actually tonight talking to a prayer garden,
Right.
I've I'm speaking from my heart.
Right. And I
I,
feel it.
I,
But
I'm
that but
I'm 58 years old.
mm-hmm.
I've got 6 brothers and sisters. There's 7 of us. I'm from
Mm-hmm.
Kingsport, Tennessee. I've never been nowhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a carpenter, and that's who I am.
Only
That's
only
for prayer garden, but I do like to troll and stuff and act silly on other channels and stuff like that, and just make up all kinds of crazy stuff.
yeah.
But what I've told you tonight and what I've spoken tonight, this is who I am.
Right. And I don't mean any disrespect
Hey, I
at all.
appreciate you. I
I
appreciate you coming up here and speaking with the Solo Cup. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I just wanted there was a lot of
You,
comments that saying that, oh, he's just coming from the other side. He's just coming in here to troll me. And I don't get that feeling from you.
and
Now
you're
I like to troll a lot, and but not tonight. But man, if y'all could come across some of my trolls, I've actually in 2008 I was actually able to troll CNN, the actual national news and stuff, and and I was made like I was like a witness to something had happened and stuff, and I was on the national TV and stuff, and which you can look it up. A lot of people have done that before and stuff, but
Hmm.
I'm a troll, but not tonight, man.
Okay. I wanted to give you that platform to say you're not here, but other for summer.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I appreciate you coming up, Solo Cup.
I
And
really
you're welcome to
appreciate
come
you.
back.
Yes.
Okie
please do.
dokie.
You're welcome to come back. God bless and much love.
And believe me, Blue Solo Cup, I know you came here for PG because she rocks, but I'm very grateful to talk to you.
Hey, Solo
Yeah, I'm
Cup.
grateful to talk to you. Please say your name again, ma'am.
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Why
Yes,
can't I
sir.
remember that?
I don't know.
Hey, Solo Cup.
Your voice sounds like a Wisconsin mom, or are you from the upper north?
I'll take it. Upper North.
Yeah, I mean that's you got that voice. One of my best friends were from upper north. Uh, her name was Mullins, not Mullins, but Mueller. But she was from up there. But she was one of my best friends. She still
Oh,
is.
that's
But
sweet.
she's from Wisconsin, and she talks just like you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Blue Solo Cup.
Okie dokie, man.
Hey, listen, Summer has a Facebook too. If you want to join her Facebook, it's under Sissy Bible. Solo Cup.
Okie dokie, ma'am. I'm not on Facebook. I'm sorry about
Oh,
that.
you don't have a Facebook?
No, ma'am. I just
Oh, wow.
around.
There's a lot of information on this case on Facebook as well. You might want to check that out.
Okie dokie. I just stay around here on YouTube.
All righty. Well, it was good having you up tonight. God bless. Much love to you.
Good to meet you, Prayer Garden. You hear everything about everybody. You're kind of famous, man.
I don't feel
And,
famous.
but now that I've talked to you, man, I love you. I just think you're a great person.
Hey, all glory to God. He put this channel together for Summer, and I so appreciate it. I really do.
Okie dokie, ma'am. I'll let you go.
All righty. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. I'm going to call that a night. I did see where someone gave a donation earlier in here, and I wanted to let you know how much I appreciate the donations. Gracie, I appreciate that, sweetheart. Does Cup know Ernie Shao or Nicolina? I'm sorry, I did not get to ask him, but I'm sure he will be back, and I will. I will ask that question. And I appreciate your support for Summer's channel. I was so busy trying to get as much information as we could for Summer, seeing that he worked in the same field that Don Wells did. And that's what we do here. But I also seen someone else did give a $1.99 donation earlier. I did not miss that. I did see it. So if you gave a donation tonight, I want to let you know that it was greatly appreciated. Absolutely. And I will try to be doing better and keeping up with that. I appreciate, said thanks at Per Garden of America. Hey, I appreciate you guys helping out, keeping Summer's channel alive and moving forward. Yeah, Scorpio, I appreciate that. And so I'm going to give you guys the new meme. You are going to get the new meme that was made recently for your donations tonight. So here we go. There we go. Now we know all of her dreams, right? We know your dreams over there. Oh, God, what the hell was that? There you go, Jinkies. Oh, you dreaming of PT too. There you go. We know what her dreams are, right? Yeah. I thought that could lighten your all's mood. We caught her sleeping, right? We caught her sleeping. You sleeping on a job, Jinkies. Wake up, girl. Wake up. Chilly Billy's gonna be off with something else. She's sleeping like that, right? That's what Chill Billy has to go through, especially that one part. I don't even know what that was. I think she farted. Right? Chill Billy getting a whiff. He getting a whiff of some jinkies, stinky jinkies. Right? Oh, stinky jinkies. No, I'm not going to be nice to them. I'm not going to be nice to them. Right? They ain't been nice to nobody in a long time. So there you go. Yeah, when them KFC ones. That's exactly right. That's right. That's funny. All right, you guys. I'm going to say good night, as I ask every night. Please, please, please. Justin, that's funny, Taco. The Taco Bell. Right? Anyway, I better not go on and say what's in my mind, he said. I'm trying to be good. Anyhow, please keep the prayers going up for Summer. I know God's listening, as I tell you all the time. More and more things are coming to the light, right? More and more things are coming to the light. So please keep those prayers going up for this baby. I know that God's listening. He's going to pull this completely into the light. This baby's going to be found, brought home. Justice is going to be served. Just believe. When you pray, believe. Faith answers our prayers. So absolutely have faith in God. I definitely have faith in God. I know God is answering because I can see it. I can see with all the new things coming out, everything that's going on, I know God is pulling this to the light. Keep those prayers going up, please, and pray for one another. Pray for one another, because right now, we need God. I think He's the only one going to be able to solve this. And I pray that He gives Ronnie Lawson the tools and the knowledge and everything he needs to get this all done. And I hope that you all are praying that as well in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, everybody, keep those prayers going up. No PG is always praying for everybody in the name of Jesus. I got to say good night, much love, and God bless.